There were so many.
Bill, I think
opening.
you'd be all of you.
Well,
you love.
Sure, but there are so many opening number choices today. Andra Wolfak, birthday today, from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, if I'd have known that, I would have.
Greg Douglas from the Steve Miller Band. Blair Cunningham from Haircut 100.
Oh, we could have done that one too.
It's Mike Smith from Limp Bizkit. And BBB from the band Wheatus.
Wheatus?
We could have played Wheatus.
No.
Maybe we will.
No, come on.
Maybe we got potty break coming up.
I don't know. Maybe some Haircut 100. I don't even remember.
Love Plus One.
Thank you. I did, but you did it because
On this day.
Yeah.
It's Daryl Hall's birthday.
If it had been Oates' birthday, we wouldn't have done anything.
John Oates?
We wouldn't have done anything.
We wouldn't celebrate?
No. You don't play anything.
But without John Oates in that song, you don't have the...
He could have gotten somebody. Daryl Hall could have gotten somebody to do that.
Love, love, love.
Oh yeah. Haircut 100.
This is the potty break song.
That's a lovely little song.
It is. That's going to be our potty break song.
Yeah, very nice.
We're going to do that for potty break.
Okay, all right.
Hey,
all right.
Hi.
Because you don't need to hear crawling again.
I don't remember that one.
Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park.
Crawling
Yeah, you don't need to
Oh yeah, no, I don't need to hear that.
It's your potty break.
Gina!
Trying to help you remember the song.
It won't help.
That's exactly what it sounds
No.
like. Yep.
No.
That's exactly what it
Gina, whatever you do,
is not.
I can't call it singing, but whatever it is, it never helps.
It's an interpretation.
It hurts. It doesn't help. It's an interpretation. I see. It's your artistic
That's what
interpretation.
it sounds like in my head.
I'm sorry. May you be forgiven of your sins then. Oh, geez. What a day. What a day. It's going to just get better from here, I hope.
You're having a day already?
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to hear about it later?
You will hear something about it later.
Okay.
And you may, and some other people may have to help me fill in the gaps. There are gaps.
Gaps?
Yeah. I don't.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You
And
didn't hit your head or anything.
No,
Okay.
and I hope everyone else is all right too. I hope everyone else is.
Okay. I was at the hospital last night. That was fun.
You told me about this with your dad with
Daddy
Tom.
Tom.
With Tom.
Is he all right?
He thought he had a stroke, but he didn't.
He did.
No.
But the takeaway is eat your bananas.
Huh?
Apparently, if you have really low potassium, it can mimic a stroke.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you have low potassium, here's what happens. The lack of potassium in your body, and then your body goes, hey, if you're going to have a stroke, it'll go something like this. And then,
Which, I mean, funny because it didn't end up being a stroke, but scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, what were the symptoms that he thought it was a stroke?
Well, Nana Mel brought him a sandwich.
Uh-huh.
And
Wait a minute. Hang on.
And that gave him a stroke.
Now, see, we have to ask, as you would ask, what kind of sandwich?
Salami, of course.
Salami.
Salami sandwich.
With mustard and onions.
And I believe it was a vinaigrette of some sort.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And he said, I can't chew. Like he couldn't move his mouth.
All right.
And then he couldn't move his arms. I mean, things you think of with the stroke. But
so you had to go get him and take him to the hospital.
No. Now, Nana Mel called the ambulance.
But he's fine now.
He's still at the hospital, but I think he'll be fine.
All right, let's, we probably should officially begin the show in a couple of minutes and take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. We just do a little, it takes the temperature of the crowd. That's what we do. We know that you're out there. If you call and check in, let us know that you're out there, that you're starting to pay attention to what's going on with this foolishness. 877-602-9696. That's the number. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. I think we have a prize to give a random caller. Tower of Terror, the horror movies at the Tower Theater. Random caller will get tickets to that. And just in 3 words or less when you check in. Yesterday we asked you 3 words or less your biggest accomplishment, your biggest success. What's your biggest failure?
Ooh.
3 words or less, your biggest failure, 877-602-9696.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll get this thing going here in a few moments. You know who's sleeping in this morning?
Not you. You're
Not
here.
me. I'm here. But Sue, she set her alarm to get up when she regularly does.
Yeah.
But the Brooklyn sheets kept her in bed.
That's kind of not fair to you.
It's not fair to me at all. And so I'm going to sleep all day Saturday is what I'm going to do. They're terrific. Incredible feeling of fancy hotel sheets. That's what Brooklinen was started by a husband and wife who didn't think it should be so difficult and expensive to get sheets like that at home. And they figured out how to do it. They founded their company in 2014. They're based in Brooklyn. That's why Brooklinen. But there you go. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on. Brooklinen.com giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. You can get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. They are so sure you're going to love your new sheets that they are offering a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. But the only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. So that's BROOKLINEN.com. And the promo code Jackson, JACKSON. These really are the best sheets ever.
X96 presents beer, bourbon, and barbecue.
on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right.
Official begin the show?
I guess so.
All right.
Brought to you by X96 welcomes Warren Miller to Abravanel Hall October 13th and 14th. More showings in Orem, Park City, and Ogden. More information at warrenmiller.com.
All right, here we go.
All right.
The moon. It's a waxing crescent moon. It will be full on the 24th of October. The moon will rise today at 10:10 a.m., today being Thursday. It's the 11th day of October in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most obstinate radio broadcast.
Yep.
It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the lords of morning radio. We are the sons of Soros, the snowflakes of communication. We are Kerry Jackson. We are Bill Allred. We are Gina Barberi. We are Legion. Richard Stedman is the producer of the show. Dylan Allred, no relation to me, I say that for his protection, is producing video for the show. You can see us at x96.com/live. Festus is helping out with production today.
I don't recognize him.
Anybody else helping out today? Is that it? Festus.
Nope, that's
Festus is here. All right.
Yes.
So now we go. Did someone decide to check in?
We got one.
One person.
Well, good, because we have a prize and a sponsor. The sponsor is the Downtown Dine Around, happening through October 14th. Enjoy amazing deals at local restaurants. Choose from $5 or $10 two-item lunches and $15, $25, or $35 three-course dinners. For a list of participating restaurants, visit dinearound.com. And to a random checker inner, it's Tower of Terror all month long at the Tower Theater. X96 presents a creepy double feature, The House of 1,000 Corpses and The Hills Have Eyes. It's one night only, Friday, October 12th. You can go to slfs.org for more information.
So it's 877-602-9696. Only one person. Maybe we can can the feature now.
What was your 3 words? Maybe that's why people aren't.
Well, 3 words or less. What's your biggest failure?
Maybe nobody that fails is listening this time of day.
We only have successful, only successful people.
Only winners.
Just big winners.
Tremendous winners.
Well, Tyler from Clearfield is on the line. Not to be confused with those other Tylers that call. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, lords and ladies. Thanks for letting me listen.
Sure. Tyler, why did you find it necessary to specify that you're from Clearfield?
Maybe Richie asked him where he's calling from.
Tyler?
Nope, I think that was spur of the moment. Crap, I got to get all my information out because I thought I was just checking in there. But this is a lovely surprise.
Ah, well, good. Tyler, in 3 words or less, what was your biggest failure in life so far?
Initial high school dropout.
Oh, you dropped out. What age did you drop out of high school?
I did about 16 years of age.
Mm-hmm. You went back?
Yeah.
Or you completed high school, though, at some point?
So I went back and got my GED, actually. So I didn't complete, but yeah, same thing, I think.
Yeah, and then have you gone on to great success because of that?
I hope so. I'm on the board of directors for Ogden Pride. I'm currently in pre-vet at Weber State University and on my way to swim practice right now. Taking me along with me.
Swim practice.
Excellent, Tyler. That's excellent. It sounds like you've turned your life around.
I have. I've seen the light and done better in my life.
Good. Keep following that rainbow dream of yours.
Thank you so much. Will do.
All right. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you. Let's go to Meg, the manager.
Meg, what?
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Meg. 3 words or less. What has been the greatest failure in your life so far?
My medical debt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, that's not really your fault. I mean,
It is because she's sickly. That's her fault. Shouldn't be so.
No, I have a son that really liked to break his head open when he was a baby.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for that, Meg. Thanks for checking in.
And it's just one of those things that just is difficult to get out of.
Yeah. Thank you. See
All
ya.
right, Meg. Thank you. Kayla is here.
Hi, Kayla.
Hi.
Hi.
What's been your biggest failure in 3 words or less?
Getting married.
Oh, no.
Geez, really?
Are you not married anymore?
Yeah, no, I recently fixed that.
Well, it's so it's possible to turn it around. Kayla,
Yeah.
would you like some tickets to go see the horror movies at Tower Theater?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All
Okay,
right.
great.
Hang on.
We'll put you on hold and get your information. Hang on. Let's go to Kiri.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Kiri.
3 words
How
or
are
less.
you?
What's your biggest failure?
Going to jail.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Why? How long were you in?
55 days altogether.
Oh, that's miserable.
What'd you do?
It was. I made a mistake as a dumb child. Took something that wasn't mine.
As a person who has just spent a few hours in jail, I can attest that 55 days would have just, and you never quite adjusted to it. It just was 55 days of awfulness, right?
Of hell, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems appropriate for the title of the show.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Kiri. Thanks for checking in, and I'm glad you're on the straight and narrow now.
I don't think I would poop.
Yeah.
For 55 days, I think I would not poop.
Well, that's the first thing that comes to Gina's mind.
How
Let's
would I
see.
poop?
How would
I
I
don't
poop
know
in
that I-
jail? How would I poop in jail? All right,
Can
thanks.
you all come down to jail and get me out of jail? Because guess where I am? Jail.
All right. Let's see now. We got some text and chat room people checking in. Joining the military.
Mistake.
Biggest failure.
Lost full ride scholarship.
Oh, geez.
Wow. Boring New York City lawyer here. Becoming a lawyer. And also Carrie the coordinator, becoming a coordinator. Let's see. My 3 words. Having a relationship.
Any relation.
Yeah. Tyler the trash man checking in. Majored in illustration.
Not a lot of money there.
Well, he's collecting garbage now.
Yeah. Tyler the trash man checking in. All my marriages.
All of them.
All of them.
Everyone.
Moving to Utah.
Biggest
Sorry.
failure?
Well, you could pack up and go.
Yeah. Tim the tree guy checking in. Teenage years.
All of them.
School bus Cody. Biggest failure. Tuning in late.
Tuning in late.
To the Radio from Hell show.
Yeah. Bus driver Allison says not traveling more.
Well, try to remedy that.
You got a bus, Allison? Get out there.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? Credit cards, bro.
Yeah. They'll get you. They'll get you in trouble.
Got an STD.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Going to prison. My 3 words. DUI. Heroin, pain pills, meth.
All of those.
Marriage, both of them. My entire life.
No, don't say that.
Come on, come down here to the radio station. Richie'll counsel you.
And Blake says, I never fail.
Never.
There you
That's
go.
the spirit.
That's what we like to hear, Blake.
Good enough. Let's see. We got big boy news coming up. Stand by for that. Geek news on the radio coming up. And Beat Gina today. We're going to be playing it a little bit differently.
And it's a good prize. We've got tickets to Real Salt Lake taking on the New England Revolution Thursday, October 18th.
Why did we pick this trivia?
It is because on October 11th, 1995, O.J. Simpson canceled a TV appearance on Dateline.
That's right.
Well, I see.
I don't know.
He's out there finding the real killers.
It's O.J. Simpson Trivia, and Gina is an expert. She's a walking encyclopedia about O.J. Simpson. And
But
so
don't worry, I'm giving you a handicap.
going to handicap her so that it'll be, you'll have a fighting chance.
Yes, you will. So that's coming up at 7. Be ready for that. A little bit of traffic here, you think?
You know, things are pretty good this morning. There's a little fog, I guess, up around Parley Summit, but no accidents associated with that as far as I can see. If you see something, please text it to us. It's very helpful, but do it responsibly. 33986. Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with an Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass, $116 per person per night. Snowbird.com.
All right, just Haster Games. Got to tell you about that. It's 6831 South State. And I give you the address. Yes, they have a website, HasterGames.com, but I give you the address because it's a great place to stay and play. You can play games for free at Haster. That way, If you're thinking about getting into D&D, you can see whether it's for you or not, or Magic the Gathering, or Pokemon even. They have new lines of metal dice to go with their gemstone dice. They have a great weight to them, Die Hard dice and gravity dice. And Haster carries more dice than anybody, and these have been selling very well, apparently. Guilds of Ravinica. I did that again. Ravinica. It's a great new set for Magic the Gathering. It's now available. For D&D, Waterdeep Dungeon Heist 2. Dungeon Heist. It's 2 weeks early for sale. And go see this great campaign for D&D. Haster recently added more display cases, a sound system, more shelving for their huge game library, and computer kiosks to help you peruse their inventory and order cards. Stop by and see the newness at Haster Games. Not only does Haster carry the best selection of all the latest board games and Magic products, they will buy pre-owned board games and Magic products from you. 6831 South State. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, noon to 5. A great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it.
When Radio from Hell concludes, the music begins with a 1 hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
I was thinking today how much just this moment of one of our interns, the organized intern, Sarah, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it would cost me to hire her
For what?
as my personal assistant.
Here we go.
What?
You need a personal assistant.
Sure, I'd love one. I would love one. I think a personal assistant would do a lot of good things for me.
Like what? Do you
Well,
have dry cleaning that needs picking up?
yes.
You have a hard time getting around to picking up your dry cleaning?
Sometimes, as a matter of fact, I do. I have any number of organizing things that need to be done all the time. It would be very nice to have somebody to post a bunch of social media stuff for me. At my direction, but actually do the work of it. It would be very nice to have somebody I could call up and say, I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I'm forwarding you my list. Please send it. Please do it. See, she's not. You know what I mean. There's any number of things.
You want to go to the store for Bill?
And she would love to. She would love to do it. She's nodding right now. But A, I don't know as I could really afford her, and B, I like her, and so I'm not sure that I want her to be on the receiving end of me saying, "What do you mean you didn't?"
Yeah,
things like that.
You would end up yelling at her.
Well, just we have to break here, but speaking as someone who has an assistant,
What do you need an assistant for?
Here
we go.
I feel bad having her do things.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I'm not utilizing her enough.
You pay her?
I do.
Then don't feel bad.
Yeah.
That unless she's the sort of person who goes, okay, I'll get right on that.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes, if it's that sort of thing, then I need a different assistant. So see, Sarah would go, that's right.
See,
right, Chief. As a matter of fact, I would insist. I'm paying you. Say right, Chief, after everything I say.
What I need is a personal assistant that I don't like.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
How do you
Yeah,
find that?
that's the problem I think I would run into. I like Sarah.
Because my assistant Nicole, I like her. I like Sarah. There's no way that I could put her to work as I need. It just anyway.
I could. I just wouldn't want to yell at her. Yeah.
And you would. And
Maybe.
eventually.
Maybe.
All right, let's get
right,
this over
Chief.
with.
That's what Sarah, would you mind when you're here just saying right, Chief, when I ask you to do stuff? Just for fun?
'96 Radio from Hell.
6:35. We got Geek News coming up. Beat Gina at 7 o'clock. But right now, Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Well, let's all join Owen Wilson in welcoming his baby girl. Welcome to the baby girl. As the child was born, Owen was in the delivery room, and he said, "Welcome."
No, he doesn't talk like that, Carrie.
Gosh, I have a baby girl.
And he said, "Welcome."
And name, please.
He did say welcome. Let's see.
Gosh is its name.
Gosh.
Lila.
Aw, Lila.
It's Lila.
Aw.
And Bradley Cooper, he was out to dinner with the. Now I dislike the term baby mama.
Well, they're not married. What do you call them?
Well, the mother of his child.
Okay.
Baby mama, and I also I really dislike the term baby bump. So there was a story. So she was out in public and displaying her baby bump. This woman's name is Irina Shayk.
She's a Russian model.
She's lovely, and the Page Six gossip column takes great pains to point out that they were out to get to dinner together and they barely spoke to one another. I just
Well,
think
he doesn't speak Russian.
I just think they were enjoying a delicious meal and were absorbed in the food. That's all it was. Alec Baldwin says, ever since I started playing Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, black people love me.
Black people
love me.
Did they not like you before?
I don't know.
Why
Listen,
would that?
I don't know how to say this, and I don't want to get it wrong. Because everything is a minefield of bombs going off. But ever since I played Trump, black people just love me. I mean, they love me. I don't know what point he's trying to make here. Everywhere I go, black people go crazy.
Is it because black people don't like Trump? Is that where he's going with that?
Well, listen, I'm not going to try and paint every African-American person with the same brush. But a significant number, let's just say a significant number of them are going there, and they're saying, this is going to be bad for black folks, him talking like that.
Get away from my wife and the baby with the camera.
I don't know what
Alec, I think you should not talk, Alec.
Alec, please.
I know you don't mean any harm, but it comes out really bad.
And they're giving him a talk show.
Yeah, it's too bad. I really like Alec Baldwin. I like him.
They're giving him a talk show.
You know what I like about Alec Baldwin? He's a good actor, and I like his dimples. He has adorable dimples. He really does.
Yeah.
There's you may have seen this in the news. Of an incredibly lifelike hologram of Ronald Reagan, and I maintain
crying about the state of the Republican
that
Party.
Ronald Reagan waving to a crowd from a rail car. It was a hologram that was revealed at his namesake library in Southern California. It's just an incredibly. I maintain that it is Ronald Reagan.
You think he's not dead?
Yeah, no, I think that it was always a hologram.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. It was always a hologram. Retailers in Utah are worried that some big name brands of beer could start disappearing from store shelves over the next month or so.
Really?
Yeah. As of October 1, Oklahoma has ditched 3.2 beer.
Okay, so they started. All right.
They were the lion's share of 3.2 beer volume in the country. They represented 60% of 3.2 beer volume in the whole country, said Dave Davis, the president of the Utah Retail Merchants Association, which represents more than 3,000 grocery and convenience stores across the state. Next year, so in 2019, Kansas and Colorado are going to move towards selling heavier brews, leaving Utah as one of the last remaining states to sell 3.2% alcohol by weight beer. One of the changes, once those changes take effect, Utah will be the largest consumer of 3.2 beer, and that'll make up only 0.5% of the entire beer sales of the United States.
It's not going to be worth it to them to even make it.
And Davis said the national brewers like Anheuser-Busch have indicated to Utah retailers that they will begin producing less of the product, which will affect what consumers see on store shelves. Your favorite brand may disappear altogether, he said, or it may go to being available in both a 6-pack, a 24-pack, a 36-pack, and then now it's only available in a 24-pack. Utah Department of Alcohol Beverage Control has said it cannot handle an increased customer load if 3.2 beer starts disappearing. Kate Bradshaw, who's heading up a newly formed Utah Alcohol Coalition to lobby for businesses on the issue, also raised concerns that sending people to state-run liquor stores could prompt people to buy even stronger spirits and creating a bigger public safety concern. Retailers also have expressed concerns about losing sales tax revenue with less product available on store shelves. I mean, it is a big source of revenue for the Mavericks and the 7-Elevens and all of that.
So the
obvious thing to do
would be to start selling
higher alcohol,
regular beer, the regular beer that they sell everywhere
No,
else
no,
in
no,
the
no.
grocery
I have
store.
a feeling
No,
they're
no,
just
no.
going to say, sorry, isn't beer beer? Can't we just have one kind of beer that will make everybody happy?
No. Fan X is seeking an emergency intervention from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, saying that a California judge's order that the company pay its opponents nearly $4 million legal bill would destroy the business, would destroy Fan X, and hurt Utah's economy. In a motion filed Wednesday, Salt Lake Comic and Popular Arts Convention called on the appeals court to step in before it's required to pay the judgment later this month. That would cover much of the cost of San Diego Comic-Con's international incurred in a trademark lawsuit over Fan X's original name, Salt Lake Comic-Con.
Does that mean taxpayers are going to pay for it?
No. Jurors found the Salt Lake Convention had not willfully. Why would it mean that? So
Well, who pays for it?
Fan X.
Yeah.
That's they lost the lawsuit, and the judge said you have to pay Comic-Con's.
No, I know. So who are they trying to get to pay for it?
They're just trying to get the judgment set aside.
Oh, I thought.
Though jurors found the Salt Lake Convention had not willfully violated San Diego, they're saying not only would it kill our business, that if our business goes away, it hurts Utah's economy.
That's part of their.
Though jurors found the Salt Lake Convention had not willfully violated San Diego's Comic-Con trademark and awarded just $20,000 of the $12 million San Diego sought at trial, U.S. District Judge Anthony Battaglia ruled in August that the case was exceptional because Salt Lake's unreasonable legal strategy and public comments made by the organizers.
Yeah.
It's
you couldn't just shut up, you know?
Yeah. It is kind of extraordinary that the jury said they didn't do this
Doesn't
willfully
seem
on
worth that much money.
Yeah.
No, this is just a judge who didn't like that they were
He didn't like their attitude.
didn't like their attitude. But yeah, that's a great way to put it. And said $4 million.
Let's see here. Oh, now this is. Let me move on to this quickly. Where did I put that story? There was a rocket, spaceship. A couple of astronauts were were going up to the space station, and here it is. The two-man U.S.-Russian crew of a Soyuz spacecraft taking them to the orbiting International Space Station had to make a dramatic emergency landing in Kazakhstan on Thursday when a rocket failed in mid-air. U.S. astronaut Nick Hague and Russian cosmonaut Alexei Ovchinin landed safely without harm, and rescue crews who raced to locate them on the Kazakh steppe quickly linked up with them. The Soyuz capsule carrying them separated from the malfunctioning rocket and made what is called a steep ballistic descent with parachutes helping slow its speed. So they were on their way and something went wrong and they had to jettison. And it was kind of an amazing thing to listen to them. You can hear them talking, and they were as cool as anything. And just like pilots and test pilots are, and they kept their cool and just did what they had to do and made an emergency landing back on Earth.
And they're safe?
Yeah, they're safe, and it was a pretty hard landing, apparently. Ted Cruz was offered a town hall meeting with Beto O'Rourke on CNN.
Okay, that's
an hour of TV time.
Wow.
Town hall with Beto O'Rourke, his Democratic challenger.
That's a politician's dream, right?
Nope, I'm not doing it, he said.
Oh?
Beto O'Rourke will get the full hour by himself.
Why
Why
does
did
he
he
not
say
trust
no?
himself to debate
I
Beto?
don't know. I don't know.
I think it's because he knows that he's going to wind up looking bad.
Cruz and O'Rourke have been in a tight race for Cruz's U.S. Senate seat, and polls indicate that the incumbent is maintaining a slight edge. That is, Cruz is maintaining a slight edge. Texas last elected a Democrat to the Senate when Lloyd Benston, remember him? Won re-election in 1988. Wasn't he a vice presidential candidate?
He was.
In a write-up of its televised political event, CNN announced CNN's chief political correspondent Dana Bash will moderate a live 1-hour-long town hall with Democrat Beto O'Rourke, who is running for U.S. Senate on Thursday, October 18 at 7 p.m. So it's just going to be him.
Is it because it's CNN and they won't be fair to me?
Is
it that?
I'll bet that's the excuse he's using.
Don't know.
It's fake news CNN, they won't be fair. I'll bet that's the excuse.
They're not saying why Cruz would not participate or could not participate. Meanwhile, by the way, there is a wonderful little piece of video of Beto O'Rourke, Beto O'Rourke petting a rabbit. I'll tweet it. I've got it here somewhere. It's it's like 20 seconds long.
He's just petting her.
It's so cool. There's this sweet looking woman, and she's holding this big fluffy rabbit, and Beto is petting the rabbit, and the rabbit's foot starts twitching, and then somebody off camera sort of yells, "Beto's for bunnies."
Bunnies for Beto?
No, that's what the person means to say.
Oh.
But apparently they're so nervous they say, "Beto's for bunnies." And it's just like 20. I'll tweet it in a minute.
Okay.
At RFH Bill.
You have a soft spot for bunnies yourself.
I do, and the bunny gets really nervous too. It's pretty funny. And then finally this. Stephen Miller, you know who that is?
Ew.
He's the man behind
Ew.
all of Donald Trump. He is essentially the president of the United States.
Yeah. He's setting the policies.
Stephen Miller's third grade teacher, Nikki Fisk, said that Mr. Miller, when he was in third grade, when he was 8 years old, was a loner who ate glue.
His teacher said that?
He was a glue eating loner.
He was a glue eating loner.
She compared him to the Peanuts character Pigpen.
A dirty loner glue eater.
Can you fathom being so disliked that even your third grade teacher didn't like you?
A lot of the people he went to school with have come out on record and said this guy is despicable, and we never liked him.
He was strange. I remember he would take a bottle of glue. We didn't have glue sticks back then, and he would pour the glue on his arm, let it dry, and peel it off and eat it.
And eat it. Because we did the peeling off the glue thing.
Because it was cool to just, like, you
Yeah.
pour it on your hand,
Yeah.
and then...
But we never
but
ate
you don't
it.
eat it.
Yeah. That's Stephen Miller.
Ugh,
All right.
setting
that's it.
policies. Sports, weather, traffic.
LeBron James, I don't know that you ought to be saying this.
What do you do?
Well, LeBron James' kids have gotten a taste of his stardom simply by, being LeBron James' kids. And part of that is they've gotten a taste for wine. He said, quote, I've got very mature 14 and 11-year-olds. They drink wine. That's how mature they are. Even if that's true, LeBron, I don't think you ought to be saying that to reporters. You might get...
I think, haven't you said something similar?
I don't know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
you have.
I've never, on the record, said anything of the sort. On the record.
Mm-hmm. I think we could find the tape.
There's no tape.
Yes, there is.
I don't think so. It's weather.
That was sports?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's LeBron James.
All right.
I'll mention coming up, RSL tickets for Beat Gina. There's some sports for you.
All right.
Weather, we could still have some spotty sprinkles today, and it's cold. It's only 41 right now, and we'll only get up to about 56 later today. Traffic is pretty good so far this morning. A little bit of usual slowage northbound I-15 coming around Point of the Mountain into Sandy, but there's no accident associated with it. If you see something, you can always text it to us, and I'll report it. It'll be fun. It'll be like teamwork. 33986 for that. PRA Health Sciences is currently seeking healthy, non-smoking men and women ages 18 to 55 for a clinical research study. PRAstudies.com. Geek News on the Radio, Carrie? Well, it's always brought to you by Cabin Fever, and this is their most wonderful time of the year,
Oh,
of course.
yes. Dave loves Halloween.
Creepy, kooky, mysterious, and spooky this October at Cabin Fever, located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East, downtown Salt Lake.
All right. This is your assignment today. Because you don't work at work, you just sit and play on your computer.
Let me write this down.
This is, you're going to want to see this.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you're probably going to want to come over here and watch
All
this.
right, I'm coming.
This is the first look that we've had at the remake of Pet Sematary. And
They're going to make it into a good movie?
yes, I think they are, honestly. Take a look at this. It's got me interested.
Ah, I'm scared already.
Yeah.
It was a myth.
It's a bongo.
Kids used to dare each other to go into the woods at night.
Is that John Lithgow?
Yes.
They knew the power of that place.
Creepy kids wearing animal
They
masks,
feared
walking through the woods,
it.
taking
Those woods
dead animals to be
belong
resurrected.
to something else. The ground is bad. It may be just some crazy folk tale, but there is something up in those woods. There's something that brings things back. Sometimes dead is better.
There you go. My kids don't know how to spell cemetery.
Well, yeah, because they're kids.
They're dumb. They're dumb kids.
But there you go.
I remember from the first one, when Gage comes back, not scary.
No.
No.
There's a little kid pretending to be...
Here's the fatal flaw with that movie, with that story.
With the story. Oh, okay.
Even with the story, I think.
All right.
The dad sees how crappy everything looks, how crappy everything is when it comes back.
But he misses his kid that much, Bill.
He knows how crappy it's going to be.
But maybe it...
No. It's just a fatal... when he does it, you're going, everybody knows. Don't do it.
But he thinks that maybe
Maybe
Because-
that's just with pets.
because
maybe,
all we've done is animals, and
Yeah.
maybe the kid.
I just
Anyway, so go and watch that today. It actually has me kind of interested in that movie.
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and John Lithgow as the
as the old guy.
the old guy, as the Fred Gwynn part.
Fred Gwynn.
Yeah.
Fred Munster.
Herman Munster.
Herman Munster. I mean.
This is some interesting news. James Gunn, who was
Fired?
who was released from Disney and Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy, because of some posts that he made long ago, which Disney knew about when they hired him, but
Right.
I'm not going to get into that. He's just been kind of sitting on the beach, not tweeting, not doing anything. And
Smart.
well, he got a call from Warner Brothers, DC Comics. They said, hey, this Suicide Squad sequel, we're having trouble with it. You got an idea? I think I might have an idea, he said. So he is currently in a deal, closing a deal, to pen the script and possibly direct.
Oh, so start from scratch.
Yeah, starting from scratch.
Okay.
It might be a completely different cast because they're just not quite sure where to take it. Because Suicide Squad just did okay. And so now he has, they're talking right now. And after the news broke, David Ayer, who is the original guy who worked on the movie, said, I think it's an incredibly brave and smart move by the studio. James is the right man for the job. And Dave Bautista, who has been a very vocal supporter of James Gunn, as soon as he saw that, he tweeted, where do I sign up?
So what
right.
what part would he be?
Well, that's the thing about the Suicide Squad is that it's like the Avengers. It has had different members throughout the years.
So you could find a
You could find just about anybody for him to play. Some have suggested a character called Wildcat, who is a boxer.
I was going to say you need a,
Yeah.
a big beefy.
So that's interesting and good for James Gunn. Let's see. To no surprise to anybody, Chris Evans is saying goodbye to Captain America. Although it's a surprise to some people. Everybody else, we know that he said he's done. He tweeted, officially wrapped on Avengers 4. It was an emotional day, to say the least. Playing this role over the last 8 years has been an honor. To everyone in front of the camera, behind the camera, and the audience, thank you for the memories. Eternally grateful. So he tweeted that.
What will they do?
Well, we'll find out.
Because you don't just not have Cap.
Well,
You could, I guess.
Carrie?
You could just write
the
stories.
comics, Gina, the comics.
Carrie?
There's precedent
Oh,
set. There is
no,
precedent
we
set.
can't have that.
I'll tell you about it off the air.
All right.
And finally, this for Gina. Because they're working on, I told you about this some time ago, working on a Fantasy Island reboot movie. They have cast Mr. Rourke.
Okay.
Let's see.
You'll never guess.
Antonio Banderas.
No.
He's too short.
You will
He's
never
tiny.
guess.
Yeah,
You will never guess. Because I read this and I went, huh?
Because Antonio Banderas would be good.
Are you sure?
too short.
Okay.
Well, this guy's too short, too. Michael Pena.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I said
Okay,
the same
here's
thing.
what I get from that, Carrie.
Yeah.
They offered it to Antonio Banderas.
But they got Michael Pena.
How far down the Latin leading man list do you get before you get to Michael Pena?
The Latin leading man list.
What was that terrible Netflix movie? Oh, that was bad.
No.
He's great in the Ant-Man movies, but
Disappointed. Crash northbound I-215 4th North in Salt Lake. 2 right lanes are blocked there. That's the only crash being reported so far. I'm going to check my message stream quickly and see if anybody has sent anything in to 33986. Nope. Looks like that's it. If you're in an accident, the first thing you should do is contact the advocates. Remember, they don't get paid until you do. Go to UtahAdvocates.com. You deserve an advocate.
All right, time to line up to beat Gina right now at 877-602-9696. It's O.J. Simpson Trivia. You could win RSL tickets if you beat Gina at the trivia. 877-602-9696. Of course, you need to have a prize ready for her if she or when she beats you.
It's only fair.
We're going to get a little handicap to this one. We're changing up the rules a little bit for this one because Gina knows her O.J. Simpson trivia backwards and front. So we're going to change it up for you. Make it easy for you.
It's a good prize.
Yes.
So.
877-602-9696. Call now to beat Gina. Third Love.
So I got a new bra.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I need to get another one from Third Love because here's what's happened. I have a bunch of bras, but I have one Third Love bra, and I'm wearing it every day because it's so comfortable.
No, I know that's not good.
No, it's not. So, but they're affordable, so I'm gonna get another one. thirdlove.com/Gina. You can get 15% off your first purchase if you go there. And they have lots of different colors. They have lots of different styles. And you're going to get the one that fits you just right because you're going to take their Fit Finder quiz. You're going to answer just a few simple questions and find your perfect fit. It'll only take like less than a minute. And you'll get your Third Love bra in the mail. And you'll do the same thing I did. You'll want to get rid of your other ones and just only have Third Love because they are so comfortable. So go to thirdlove.com/Gina. That's Gina for 15% off your first purchase.
X96 is the home of the 1 hour nonstop music wingding.
I had an email also from Little Weenie Intern.
Oh. Who's supposed to be here today?
Is he?
Wednesdays.
No. Kerry, he quit.
Well,
remember?
I know. He's supposed to be here to offer our best friends of the program little weenies.
And he's quit us.
Because in the morning, we ask the important question, little Smokies or little Polskas.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people had not tried either.
Nope.
So, and it was great. We still have the crock pots, the little crock pots under my desk.
Thanks, Dominic.
From Gina's cousin. This is your little, it says, Dear Radio from Hellcast. This is your former Little Weenie intern again. I have a request that I wish to run by all of you. I'm a bit nervous to ask you all of this, but...
No, you've abandoned us.
I have to try. I've been bummed out all week because of having to quit my internship. And I've debated pulling a Michael Jordan or more recently a Brett Favre and coming out of retirement, or a Lance Armstrong, and coming out of retirement, but alas, I cannot. I have too much school on Wednesdays, and yes, I do want more time with my wife. But that being said, I want to be a part of the show in some way so bad that I have an idea. I want to be the first Radio from Hell email news intern or something to that effect. Now, hear me out. This is my idea for it. As you know, I live in Ogden, and I get the Standard Examiner newspaper. As I read this paper, I often find news that seems to be in the paper for no other reason than to fill newspaper space. The news in Ogden is outright boring. My idea is that I could write a weekly email and share some of these news stories in a fun, comedic way. You could call it the Ogden Weenie News or something similar. If you like the Weenie News that week, you could read it on the air. I think that this would be a great opportunity for me to improve my writing skills, and that's why I look at it as an internship still. I know Richie's in charge of the internship, so of course ask him for his input about this as well. And maybe I could make a rare occasional visit to the studio, Weenies and all. I almost did not write to you to ask this, but I thought, why would they even consider doing this for me? But then I thought, well, I was a good little weenie intern, and maybe they will cut me a break. At least give me a week or two to see if I can do it. And if y'all want to let me do something else similar to this, or if you have any other ideas, please just let me know. Maybe this was a bad idea. If it is, let me know. Thanks for letting me listen and cook the weenies. Love you, former little weenie intern Ben.
Well, Richie, of course,
comes Stedman.
in charge of the interns. He probably wants to weigh in.
He can, yeah, we can have him help us out. If he'd like to help us out with the big ass show, we could use a hand.
Oh.
And Ben, I'll send him an email. But if you want to send some news items from Ogden, no guarantee that they would make the air, but.
And I'm being sincere, Ben. And if you in the future you clear your life up, you can come
Clear
in
your life.
and be here with us in the morning because I like you well enough.
He's a great guy.
The problem is he kind of sounds like he wants to rewrite the news in Ogden, whereas we probably just want him to send us copies of the articles.
Well, let's see what he
right?
can do. Let's see what he can do.
Doesn't that sort of go against your rule about professionals doing comedy?
Well, I'm not saying he'll make the cut.
Hmm.
You know, I'm not saying it'll get on, but see what he can do. Beat Gina! Brought to you by Prohibition. Thursday nights are always roaring at Prohibition with burlesque dancers and geeks that drink. Come see what everyone's been whispering about. Prohibition, located at Fashion Place Mall in Murray next to Nordstrom. Line up and reservations at prohibitionutah.com. That's prohibitionutah.com. And one lucky winner will get a Prohibition gift card. But that's not all.
We don't have any Prohibition.
We've run out of Prohibition gift cards. I'm terribly sorry. But one lucky winner will receive 2 tickets to an RSL game. RSL, you will see a game at Rio Tinto Stadium as they take on the New England Revolution Thursday, October 18th. Get your tickets to their last game of the season now at rsl.com. Back to you, Carrie.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much. All right. Now, we're gonna do the regular rules for Beat Gina as far as picking the contestants go.
Okay.
It's based on the prize that they are offering to you.
Okay.
If you beat them at trivia. All right. So as soon as Festus gets the information for line 2, I will let you know. Line 1 is offering you an overnight stay at a local hotel. So there you go.
May I say, ooh la la.
All right, line 3 is offering you a hand-painted potion bottle.
Okay.
And line 2 is offering you $20.
Well, so
Yes?
if I turn the $20 into a donation to the road home,
Well, it's up to you. I guess he'll give you the $20.
if I do that,
Yeah.
why don't I'll do that?
All right, so that means you're going to be playing trivia against Peyton. Hi, Peyton. How are you?
Good, you?
Fine. Peyton, because Gina knows the O.J. Simpson trial back and forth, we're going to change the rules a little bit to make it fairer for you. I'm not going to require the coin toss app today.
We're gonna handicap you.
We're going to let you answer the you get the chance to answer the question first every time. All right? But if you get it but if you get it wrong, Gina has a chance to steal your point. Now that I think about it, that's an awfully big handicap. But anyway. All right, so here we go. Peyton? These are all so easy. What is OJ's nickname? Is it A, Shake and Bake, B, The Man, C, Juice, or D, Dynamite?
I'm going to go with D.
Dynamite?
Yes.
Incorrect, Gina.
Could I just interject here?
Johnny,
Peyton.
Johnny, this is...
Peyton. His name is
Yeah.
Orenthal James Simpson.
Well, now I have
O.J.
Okay.
O.J. O.J.
All right.
Orange juice.
Can I?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's juice.
That is correct. Juice.
I'm sorry.
Just take
terribly
score.
sorry.
Johnny's very upset.
I'm terribly sorry.
All right.
Maybe Peyton will do better on this one.
I hope so.
All right, Peyton?
All right.
With which NFL team did O.J. play most of his career? Was it A, the Los Angeles Rams, B, the Atlanta Hawks, C, the Buffalo Bills, or D, the Detroit Lions?
Peyton, it's O.J.
Peyton?
Sorry, it's not very announcery of me.
Let's do B.
Atlanta Hawks?
Really?
Wait.
No.
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry.
Like, wait.
Give him another try. Give him another try.
No, I'm sorry. We've already handicapped him a lot. There's no such thing as the Atlanta Hawks.
They're basketball.
They're a basketball team. What is the answer?
It's L.A.
No.
No?
It's the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
Let's do B.
Well, you're...
Let's do B.
B was the Atlanta Hawks, Peyton.
Gina would have got that one wrong. It's the Buffalo Bills.
All right. So we're still at 1, right?
Yes,
okay.
it's 1 for Gina.
I thought we'd be
none
done.
for
By,
Peyton.
I thought we'd be done by now. Again, these are all so easy. Peyton, what car is he famous for driving in a police chase? Is it A, Ford Mustang, B, Volkswagen Beetle, C, Ford Bronco, or D, Plymouth Barracuda?
A.
Ford Mustang is incorrect. Gina.
Well, it was a white Bronco and it was driven by Al Cowlings.
It's 2-0 for Gina. Peyton.
Ah.
Let me try to find a...
Now, Peyton, you still have a chance.
All right, Peyton.
Okay.
What item of clothing was the famous statement referring to, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit? Was it A, a ring, B, a glove, C, a shirt, or D, a shoe?
Was C a glove?
Well, C's the shirt. Is your answer glove?
Yes.
That is correct.
1
Holy
to
cow.
2. Peyton is back in
Finally.
the game.
I thought
yes,
for sure.
Good, very good, Peyton.
I thought for sure.
It's OJ, Peyton.
Okay, Peyton?
Okay. Yes.
I love Peyton. I want Peyton to play every time. What was the name of the book that O.J. wrote after the murders? Was it A, If I Did It, Confessions of the Killer, B, How I Did It, C, I Didn't Do It, or D, Why I Did It?
I'm going to go with D.
Why I Did It?
Yes.
Incorrect, Peyton.
Dang it.
Gina?
It's if I did it.
Gina wins the game.
Wow.
If I
Peyton got a point, though.
You know, I had a lot of fun with Peyton.
From the other room, there is a suggestion we have Peyton back next week and let Peyton choose the topic.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I want Peyton to play every week, but we can't do that, I'm afraid. What were you going to
Peyton,
say?
you're super good fun. Even though I won, I would like to give you the Real Salt Lake tickets.
Really?
Is that okay?
Yes, really,
Yeah,
Is that
you're-
okay?
You seem like a nice guy.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. All right. So
We'll put you on hold,
Hang on the
Peyton.
line.
we'll
Peyton.
get your information. All right. So. My favorite comment is, "This guy is giving me cancer." It's a text from somebody.
Crash northbound I-15, 33rd South on-ramp off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15, Pleasant Grove Boulevard on-ramp. That is also affecting the right shoulder. Crash southbound I-15, 200 north in Layton. And a crash northbound I-215, 4th north in Salt Lake. The right 2 lanes are blocked. Utah Museum of Contemporary Art invites you to Family Art Saturdays from 2 to 4. Discover changing exhibitions and participate in hands-on art-making activities led by trained educators. Art projects are suitable for toddlers to tweens. Admission is free. Go to utahmocha.org.
All right, it's Boner's round 1 coming up. Here are the candidates. Boner candidate number 1, only God can judge your tattoo. Boner candidate number 2, what have you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow? And Boner candidate number 3, stop with your racist hair policy. Stop.
All right, so we got round 1 of your boners, big boy news, all coming up after these. Snowbird.com is the website.
Snow. It's
They did get some, didn't
yes,
they?
they did indeed. People are very excited about that because now it's going to be nice this weekend, and you'll go up to Snowbird for Oktoberfest, and it'll be lovely. There'll be snow on the mountains, and it'll make you excited for ski season while you enjoy Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest only goes through the 21st of October, so you don't have much time left to enjoy it. Why don't you go for a weekend escape at Oktoberfest with a getaway, $116 per person per night, which offers you lodging, breakfast, and unlimited use of summer activities. Or if you don't want the summer activities, maybe you should just do the getaway package for $77 per person per night with lodging and breakfast at the Forklift or the Atrium. You can go to snowbird.com for details on that. And also, you can go to snowbird.com to buy season passes. It's a great place, snowbird.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb. I was born in Utah, and I grew up listening to alternative music.
Hello, X96. Oh, hello, Bert. Bert, calm down, okay? Look, hang on a sec, okay? We'll talk to you on the speakerphone. Hang on just a second. Bill, it's Bert.
Oh, man. Bert, again? That's the third time this week.
Come on now, the guy's going through some real tough stuff right now. We may be the only friends he has left.
Well, why can't he call and cry to Dom?
Dom DeLuise has deserted him, too. I mean, look, let's talk to him. I mean, he's really hurting.
Oh, all right. Put him on the speakerphone.
Okay.
Hi, Bert. It's Carrie and Bill.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Bet you're real excited about that Cop and a Half movie finally coming out, Bert.
Bill, Cop and a Half has been out for a year, and it was a stiff. Bert, I saw that movie. It was great. I bought my own copy. You were great. That kid sucked.
Yeah, sorry, Bert.
Thank you.
Well, hey, how's Lonnie doing?
Bill, Lonnie dumped him some time ago. Don't listen to him. She's a lying bitch, Bert. You're better off without her. And she looks like hell. Yeah, she looks like a mortician does her makeup.
Yeah, she looks awful, Bert. Not like you. You look great these days.
Yeah.
Saw you on Evening Shade the other night, Bert. Hey, you doing something different to your hair?
Jeez, his hair fell out years ago. Nobody can tell, Bert. It looks great, very natural.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice. You must be paying big money for those rugs.
Oh, listen, Bert, I'm real sorry. I mean, you call us up so that we can cheer you up, and, well, I just don't think we're doing a very good job.
No.
Bert, is there another old friend that you can call?
I know, Bert. You ought to call Dinah. What's Dinah Shore doing?
Way to go, Einstein. Dinah Shore has been dead for months.
Oh. Well, how about we have him call Sally Field? Is she still alive?
You idiot.
Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 7:22. Time now for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will listen to them and you will decide, of these 3, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, hey, good for you. You're not boner of the day yet. You'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yeah, we do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates.
That's really, really silly.
We take the winner of each round, throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So, 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to Dead City Haunted House, Salt Lake City's brand new scare.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Only God can judge your tattoo. Well, and everybody else, it turns out. An Instagram star who appeared on a show linked to a cash for sex scandal has become a laughingstock in the country of Turkey thanks to a very badly translated tattoo. Nazmila wanted to get a tattoo that said, "Only God can judge my mistakes and truths," a well-known phrase in the country of Turkey. But she appears to have used a very dodgy translator, which gave her this tattoo: "I can judge a single God with my wrongs and wrongs." And it's all the way from
like her armpit down to her knee.
Yeah, on the side of her body.
Wow.
No, there was nobody around to look at that and go, that doesn't make any sense.
And there's a picture of her standing. Now, we have a picture of her lying there with it. She's lying there showing the tattoo. And then there's another picture of her standing up with her skeevy-looking tattoo artist standing next to her, pointing at it proudly. The tattoo, which she had done at the Ramazan Silver Tattoo Parlor and Piercing Parlor in Turkey's biggest city of Istanbul, goes all the way from her chest down to just above her knee. She posted the photo of the tattoo along with her tattooist on Instagram, where it was quickly ridiculed by just about everybody. Boner candidate number 1, only God can judge your tattoo. Well, and then, of course, everybody on Instagram. Boner candidate number 2, what have you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow? It's been 3 months now, and this mother has still not been able to properly grieve the loss of her only son, Drew. Drew Morgan died in a motorcycle accident back in July. Drew's mom, Denise, will always have those 19 years worth of happy memories, but one, she says, casts a dark shadow that she can't see past. Forever attached to this now, my son dying, is this. It's like this dirtiness attached to greed, pure greed, said Denise Kundal Day. Immediately after the accident, support came in from all over the Quad Cities. They had bake sales, cards, fundraisers. At that time, it was so heartening. It was just such a bad time. I can't tell you how heartening it was. It felt like our community came together after my son died. They came together for us. There was a benefit, though, that Drew Morgan and family benefit. They collected money with a 50-50 raffle, a silent auction, a bike ride. People gave us things. They donated gifts. It was a fundraiser that was set up by Gordy Morrow, a friend of Drew's. Gordy Morrow told the family that he raised more than $4,200, but the family never saw a penny of it. We were picking out caskets and picking out what our son was going to wear. Gordy Morrow said he gave half of the money to the funeral home. We called the funeral home and they said, we didn't see any money from Gordy Morrow. The news channel that she was talking to contacted Gordy Morrow for his side of the story, and he said, I called Denise. I'm gonna return the money. She's just money hungry.
She's money hungry.
I have done this for a lot of other people. I've been good for my work. She's money hungry. Look, I'll make good on this.
It doesn't take time. You collect money. You How long will it take you to drive over here? 15 minutes? Bring the money over here now.
No, well,
why?
There's been a little problem, but
there should be no problem.
I'll take. Gordy has repeatedly told me the money's going to be returned to everyone who made a donation. Now, at this point, the funeral's been paid for, and her son is in the ground. Gordy Morrow tells News 8 that he's put on 21 other benefits in town, and he says he's never had a problem before this. Well, what have you got to say for yourself about this one, Gordy Morrow? Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Stop with your racist hair policy. Stop.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Fantastic Sam's cut and color services are just like what you'd get at high-end salons, but without the high-end price. No appointment needed. Just walk right in for a salon location near you. Go to fantasticsams.com/Utah.
We have a little more information about that babysitting while black boner candidate from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The white couple whose babysitter, the black babysitter, was followed by a white woman who called the police.
Mm-hmm.
They said that the police officer who called them was very embarrassed and apologetic on the phone when he called them. We were at dinner, and we saw that Mr. Corey Lewis called, said Dana Mango of a suburb of Atlanta, who was with David Parker. She told her story on Good Morning America. I called back, and a police officer answered the phone. The police officer was trying to explain that he was there with my kids and that they were okay, but he wanted to confirm that I had given permission to Mr. Lewis to be with them. It truly took me several minutes to believe that this was real. Yeah. I mean, I was in a state of disbelief, Ms. Mango said. Mr. Lewis runs a youth mentoring program in Atlanta, and he filmed his interaction with the cop on and put it on Facebook. It was on Facebook Live. And Lewis said the cop was nice to him.
Yeah.
You know.
It's one of those things what I was trying to explain yesterday is when somebody calls the police and said, there's something bad happening, you need to come check that out, they have to go check it out. And if he gets there and he's like, oh, geez, this is nothing, but I still have to follow up on
it. The woman said, Ms. Mango said that Lewis has picked up her son from school every day for 2 years and babysat until the parents get off work, and then they go pick him up at this mentoring school that Lewis has. Mm-hmm. And she said, it was just this old bitty woman that caused the problem. Let's see. Police. There's a suspect in a drive-by shooting that has been arrested after a police pursuit. Police arrested the man. This is here in Salt Lake County. Police arrested the man wanted for firing several shots at a family out for a drive earlier this month after a short pursuit Wednesday night. U.S. Marshals said that Robert Marquez fired several rounds at a car in Tooele earlier this month. Remember this? Yeah, he thought the car belonged to a rival gang or a rival drug dealer. Oh. The car was actually occupied by a couple and their infant child out for a family drive. At least one round hit the car. No injuries, fortunately. Deputies with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Apprehension Team spotted Marquez earlier Wednesday, but waited to make the arrest until later that night when traffic would be less of a factor. So they kind of kept him under surveillance. And then they chased him, and they finally they got him. So that's good news. When President Trump carved nearly 2 million acres from southern Utah national monuments last year, conservationists inventoried which popular sites had been taken out of federal protection by that. Mm-hmm. Cedar Mesa, in what was formerly Bears Ears, much of the Hole in the Rock Trail was taken out. They've cataloged 115 arches.
Wow.
That were left out of the reduced Bears Ears and Grand Staircase national monuments. They've mapped at least 115 natural rock arches, 37 in Grand Staircase, 78 in Bears Ears that were just left outside the monuments. The group started a digital archive to preserve a sort of a portrait of all of them, said Jeff Moore, Associate Professor of Geology and Geophysics at the University of Utah. That's a resource of Utah worth preserving, he said. Sometimes people have a view that rock is strong, and these features have been there for thousands of years, and they'll weather the changes. But I think that people don't always realize how fragile these arches are and how special they are. I think there is a chance that some of that some of that could still be put back into protection. I know that there's still court battles going on over the reduction of bears' ears.
I hope so.
The hurricane in Florida was very, very, very destructive.
I'm looking at video of it, and my thought is, where do you even start to
clean up?
cleaning that up? Because they do these like 360. Oh, I don't have it up right here, but they do these 360 videos just of an entire town, and it's
roofs in Panama City, roofs just blowing off of houses. This hurricane was so bad that 18 Waffle Houses had to be closed.
And they never close.
Yeah, they don't close their restaurants unless absolutely necessary. So 18 Florida Waffle Houses were closed
they said
yesterday.
600,000 people are without power.
Yeah. Now, that area of Florida is not what you think of when you think of Florida. Yeah. It's not a lot of kind of resort places.
It's a poorer area.
It's a poor area of Florida. It's wooded. There are a lot of kind of just one-story houses, cinder block houses with kind of tin roofs on them. It was just an amazing. It was fast moving. That was the one good thing. It didn't just settle there. It moved across the panhandle fast.
Because the water is so warm in the Gulf, it stayed a hurricane. Usually they fall apart when they come back over land.
Mm-hmm.
It stayed a hurricane as it went over the land.
Yeah,
which means the winds are higher and
it's because of climate change. And there's just absolutely no doubt about that.
Well, no, I have reports, Bill, that if I have good reports and I have bad reports.
We need
some
to see,
of them say
we need to see who did this report on climate change.
We need to look into them.
Yeah.
People are saying, and I am hearing.
Former Neighborhood Watch volunteer George Zimmerman is going to plead no contest to resolve a misdemeanor charge accusing him of stalking a private investigator working for a documentary filmmaker. Zimmerman will enter a written plea of no contest next month and serve probation, though the length of probation and other terms will not be disclosed until the plea is entered.
All right. Weather, traffic?
Weather here, it's a little chilly this morning, 41 right now, and it'll only get up to 56. There's a chance of some more showers coming later this afternoon. And traffic, I just got a text from a police officer.
Well, someone who says they're a police officer.
We have police officers that listen.
Yeah.
Tracks hit a car. Center Street in North Salt Lake. Stay out of the area, it says. Crash northbound I-15, 33rd South on-ramp off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15, Pleasant Grove Boulevard on-ramp, right shoulder being affected there. Crash southbound I-15, 200 north in Layton. And a crash northbound I-215 to 400 north in Salt Lake. 2 right lanes are blocked. If you're in an accident, the first thing you should do is contact the advocates. Remember, they don't get paid until you do. Go to UtahAdvocates.com for more information.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Stop with your racist hair policies. Stop! The NCAA Legal Defense Fund has sent a letter to the Florida Department of Education asking it to take action against schools that ban students from wearing dreadlocks, braids, and other traditionally African-American hairstyles. The letter calls those hair policies racially discriminatory. The Huffington Post investigated and found that at least 20% of private schools participating in Florida's Hope Scholarship Program have strict hair policies with distinct racial undertones. 6 schools ban or regulate dreadlocks, afros, and braids. The NAACP LDF cites this data, saying the policies either are discriminatory on their face or may lead to discriminatory applications against African American students. The Florida Hope Scholarship is a voucher program that gives publicly funded scholarships to kids who have experienced bullying. However, many of the schools that participate in this program either ban LGBTQ students or have strict hair policies. that disproportionately affect African American students. The issue jumped into the spotlight in August after a video, and I think we had this as a boner candidate, a video of a 6-year-old student being turned away from a private school in Florida went viral. The student, Clinton Stanley Jr., supported dreadlocks. I think, I don't know if we have that picture of him. The school, A Books Christian Academy, banned such hairstyles in its handbook. Mr. Stanley, who was 6 years old, was shown in a video being turned away from private school because of his dreadlocks. Just a sweet-looking little kid. He's got dreadlocks, but he looks very, presentable. He's wearing a tie and a shirt, So the NAACP.
Who is this hurting?
No one.
No one.
It's racist.
Yeah.
It's a form of racial discrimination, and many schools in Florida do it. And the NAACP and the ACLU now are getting involved to stop the racist hair policy. Stop it. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, only God, and now everybody on social media, can judge your awful tattoo. The woman in Turkey who thought she was getting a tattoo that said, with a kind of a nice phrase that said, only God can judge my mistakes and truths, but that's not what it says. And boner candidate number 2, what have you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow? You hold a fundraiser for the woman's dead son and then don't deliver the money. And then boner candidate number 3, stop with your racist hair policy. Stop it.
All right, here we go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? Wins here. It'll go up against the winner of round 2's voting. Round 2 happens at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And so we'll take the winner of each round, put them into the Boner Dome for boner fight. That happens at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So think hard. 1, 2, or 3 in this round. Which one do you think deserves to go forward? Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message of the text is just 1, 2, or 3. Then text that to 33986. Festus is taking votes in the producer's booth at 877-602-9696. And the other place you can vote is online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting October 11 and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 1.
Non-stop.
Here's what Kerry Jackson is doing when he's not on the air.
Well, Kelly, our session is nearly over, so let's get right down to it. What would you say is your biggest problem?
Oh, I'm just a little depressed. I don't know why.
Well, perhaps it's something holding over from your childhood. Tell me about something of your memories from your youth.
Well, one of the distinct memories I have is when my two older brothers were playing basketball in our room, and Peter went up for a layup into the garbage can. Greg didn't block it, and the ball bounced down into the living room and broke Mom's favorite vase. You know, I told him over and over, Mom always says, don't play ball in the house.
Carrie, Carrie,
Yeah?
that was an episode of the Brady Bunch.
Oh. Okay. I do distinctly remember when we almost had to get rid of my dog Tiger because we thought that my sister was allergic to him, but it turned out just to be Tiger's dog
Carrie,
shampoo, and so...
that was also an episode of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. I do remember when some bullies at school were picking on my little sister because she had a lisp.
Brady Bunch, Carrie, Brady Bunch.
God, Doctor, you've been right all this time. I have been living in a fantasy world. God, this is so embarrassing.
Is there some sort of traumatic event that happened to cause this?
I never got over the fact that our maid Alice was married to that butcher Sam. God, I wanted her for my own.
Excuse me for just a moment, please. Mrs. Greenlee, could you please send in Mr. Chunga to collect his friend? Carrie's session is now over.
Here's what Bill Allreddy's doing when he's not on the air.
God, Carrie, you must have had a rough session in there.
Yeah. It's good to get out into the air and walk around, though. Gee, just when I think I have it rough, look at that poor bum in that dumpster across the street.
Yeah, I see that guy over there all the time. I think he sleeps in the dumpster. He looks kind of familiar, but I just can't place him.
Oh, boy, looks like Carrie and Chunga across the street. Thank God they didn't spot me. Oh, man, there is some really cool stuff in here today. Wow, a tuna can. Oh, cool. I think there's some tuna in it.
Sports, weather, and traffic on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, 7:46. Time to award round one of your boner.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part. In part?
Yeah.
In part by my delicious dinner of shrimp pasta.
And Dead City Haunted House, Salt Lake City's brand new scare with 30,000 square feet containing 50 rooms of fear. Dead City Haunted House is full of new scares for even the bravest haunt goers. Get tickets, discounts, and more information at deadcityhauntedhouse.com.
So boner candidate number one was, well, only God and the internet can judge your awful tattoo. I don't know how these things happen. This woman who got this tattoo, which she thought was going to say one thing, And it's a big commitment tattoo as well.
Oh, it's the whole length of her body almost.
Yeah. And it doesn't say what she thought it was going to say. Boner candidate number 2. What do you got to say for yourself? Gordy Morrow, a grieving mother who says her son's benefit held by Gordy Morrow was just a sham, and Gordy Morrow kept all the money. And boner candidate number 3, stop with your racist hair policies, Florida. NAACP's Legal Defense Fund asking Florida to stop. There's so many schools in Florida that have discriminatory policies about particularly hairstyles that African-American kids want to wear. Gerald won Dead City Haunted House tickets, and it was a battle back and forth between number 2 and number 3, and only by 4 votes, boner candidate number 2. What have you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow?
All right, that's the winner of round 1. It goes now to Boner Dome and waits. It'll be greeted by the winner of round 2's voting.
It's standing in the corner, cracking its knuckles.
Oh, it's in training. It's shadow boxing.
Shadow boxing.
Yeah.
But we'll do this again at 8:20, round 2, and then we'll send that winner into the Boner Dome for Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when you will decide Boner of the Day. Coming up, Sean Means will be here to review movies for us, including First Man, the Ryan Gosling
astronaut movie.
He goes to outer space.
Old Man and the Gun. It's Robert Redford.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll probably talk about Goosebumps 2. I don't know.
Ooh.
There's a whole bunch of movies opening. Bad Times at the El Royale.
Yeah.
All opening up here soon. So.
All right.
I'm worried about Selena Gomez.
Why? She managed to sell her sprawling Texas mansion, $2.7 million. I mean, it was a kind of a slow go because it's in Fort Worth, Texas. But
yeah, $2 million is
$2.7 million.
2.7.
Yeah, it's in Fort Worth. That's why it's only 2.7.
Nobody wants to live in Fort Worth.
No.
But I don't know if you guys remember. Probably not. When she came here in concert.
I don't.
And this was a few years ago. I took Jonesy. She was a lot smaller then, and
Selena was, or you
well,
Jonesy?
no, Joan. If you go to x96.com/live.
Well, there you go.
Now, which one is Selena? I can't
the
tell.
one that's not me or Jonesy.
I can't tell.
We all look like sisters, don't we? We all look related.
Pretty much.
But so that concert, they had a meet and greet before the concert, and there were hundreds of girls, because if you're like part of the Selena Gomez, fan club or whatever, you get
what do they call it? Little beans, I think.
But we waited in this huge line that wrapped around Vivint, and we had to get there a couple hours before the show even to meet her, and you have an exchange
seconds.
with her that's it's literally and I remember saying at the time, and I think I talked about it on the air, I felt really bad for her. She just seemed like this Disney product that is trotted out, and she didn't seem like she seemed tired, and she seemed sad, and I felt like this, you're the you're the new fancy pony that.
That's what she is. That's what she was.
But I didn't, and she was very sweet to Jonesy and
doing her job.
Doing her job, but I felt like this poor girl is gonna break. And she's had kind of a rough go of it. She's had some health problems, just regular health problems.
Like she had a cold?
No, she had a kidney transplant.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I guess she's been kind of depressed since that's happened. And she's been in and out of mental health facilities. Well, I guess she's been hospitalized twice in the last 2 weeks for what they're calling an emotional breakdown. And, her ex-boyfriend, Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Well, there's trouble.
Okay. Now, see,
there's trouble.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
I thought this was Ariana Grande.
No.
Okay.
But it's a similar situation, kind of. They broke up, and now Justin's married to Haley Baldwin, who is it William Baldwin's daughter?
Oh,
I don't know.
I thought it was Alex.
No, it's not Alex.
No, Alec Baldwin's daughter is a filthy little pig.
That's a different.
No, she's an Instagram model now.
But she's a filthy little pig.
No, Haley's. Oh no, it's Stephen because he's the extra Jesus-y Baldwin.
He's the Christy Baldwin, yeah.
And Justin's extra Jesus-y now too.
Selena has lupus.
So yeah, she has lupus. She had a kidney transplant. She's in a mental hospital, and I feel bad for her. And Justin's worried about her too.
Well,
There's pictures of him rushing to church to pray for her.
What? She's what? I better get to a church.
Yeah. I can't pray at home. It doesn't work there.
Maybe he should go to the hospital and comfort her. I better rush to a church.
I don't know how his new wife would feel about that. That's another thing we haven't really talked about.
What's that?
No.
So Justin Bieber's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yes. Proving there is no God.
And he and Haley Baldwin, who were not dating that long, just ran off and got married with no prenup.
No prenup. Good move, Baldwin.
And I heard Judge Judy interviewed.
Finally, we're talking about something important on this show. I'm glad
Just
we're devoting
listen
all
to
this
me.
time to this.
Just listen to me.
Okay. This is what Gina does when she's at home.
I was listening to the Alan Alda podcast. And he was
Wow, this is.
I tried to listen to that podcast and I can't do it.
This is going.
Just wait.
So circuit. Okay.
Follow me on this.
All right, I'm working on it.
He was interviewing Judge Judy and talking about prenups.
Mm-hmm.
And because Judge Judy's worth a lot of money. And she said prenups are a great idea. And I don't understand people that say they're not romantic or they mean that, you're sure your marriage is going to end at some point.
I have one.
Yeah.
You do?
Sure.
Wow.
Of course.
She said, how many people do you know that their house burned down?
Huh? No.
How many people do you know whose house burned down?
I don't know. I don't think I know anybody.
No, but everybody you know has fire insurance, right? How many people do you know that get divorced?
Now I don't really have a prenup, but I do have a fire insurance on my wife. I was afraid when I met her that she might burn down at some point.
But this is a good
Now, wait a minute,
point.
where are you going with this?
This is a good
It's
point.
the same. It's the same principle.
It's insurance. How many people do you know that get divorced? Like half the people.
Half the people you know. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
It's an insurance policy.
Well, how about
That's
that, Judge
all-
Judy?
I know, right?
Well, Judge,
She's got some good advice every now and then.
Yeah, well, it's been so nice to talk to you today.
So what I'm saying
I'm
is,
83.
What I'm saying is, get mental help if you need it, and get a prenup.
And don't have have a kidney transplant if you need that.
Well, I didn't have anything when we got married.
No.
So we didn't do that.
Well.
Besides, she's made her own prenup. She knows where all the money is, and I don't.
Yeah, she probably needs one. You don't. Let's see. So somebody's saying something gnarly happened at Center Street in North Salt Lake. Fire trucks and lights everywhere. Well, we heard from the police officer saying that maybe it's a front runner accident, front runner hitting a car. He said tracks, but then the tracks doesn't go that far. So something big going on. North Salt Lake, Center Street. Fire trucks, lights everywhere. Traffic stopped. Let's see. We've got a crash northbound I-15 33rd South on-ramp. Crash northbound I-15 Pleasant Grove Boulevard. And if you see anything like our police officer friend of the program, you can send that in. Someone else says, yeah, exit 314 closed, van hit by train. So we'll get some more
front runner
information on that. Brought to you by Octapharma Plasma. Make money by making a difference. Donate today, 5414 South 9th East in Salt Lake.
Okay, now, we've been telling you about this week. Something to put on your calendar for next Tuesday, October 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Diamonds Direct Customer Appreciation Day.
Now, that confused some people I talked to. They says, well, I've never bought anything at Diamonds Direct.
Well, they appreciate you anyway.
They said, well, you go anyway.
Sure.
The party is for you as well.
Yeah, it's a full day of cool stuff, including a chance to win a pair of diamond stud earrings, Diamond Direct gift cards, and a lot more. Just plan on dropping by anytime on the 16th. Have a drink. Let them say thank you in person, and you could win something sparkly. At Diamonds Direct, they really do want to teach you to buy smart, how to maximize value, and show you how diamonds are brought onto the world market. And they don't hold anything back. They want to help you make a smart decision. Before you make any purchase, you'll get a full-blown diamond education. So remember, next Tuesday, Diamonds Direct Customer Appreciation Day. Don't miss this. Diamonds Direct, the best customer service, the best quality. They're at 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best.
Halloween Comic Fest coming Saturday, October 27th. Come in for free Halloween comics and stay and meet the creators of The Mighty Utah and Ruthless. Everything store-wide, 20 to 50% off spooky sales and signings at Dr. Volt's.
Oh, here he is, Sean Means.
Yes, that's him right there. He writes columns and reportage for the Salt Lake Tribune, which you can read at sltrib.com. He does movie reviews, which are sometimes in the Salt Lake Tribune and always at moviecricket.net. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sean.
Hello.
Sean, what are we reviewing today?
Well, zip through the artsies quickly. Colette, which I did not get to see, a biography of the early 20th century feminist writer played by Keira Knightley.
Mm-hmm.
Colette wrote Gigi. That's the thing she's most famous for. That is at the Broadway. And then also The Sisters Brothers. This is a sort of revisionist Western with John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix as assassin brothers. And as my colleague has said, the most interesting thing would have been watching them backstage with John C. Reilly explaining to Joaquin Phoenix how he wasn't making fun of him for Walk the Line when he made Walk Hard. But actually, it's a really good, very violent Western, 3.5 stars.
It's a serious film.
It's pretty serious. Yeah.
You didn't see Bad Times at the El Royale.
Nope, I was out of town.
Jimmy saw it, said it was good but too long.
Yeah.
And then we won't talk about that one.
Yeah, there's an anti-abortion propaganda movie playing at the Jordan Landing called Gosnell.
So that means we have four artsies.
Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. You don't do this to yourself and your kids.
Really?
Yeah. The first one was okay. This one is terrible.
All right.
And then
1.5.
1.5. Yeah. Jane and Emma. This is LDS themed. The Emma in this case is Emma Smith, the wife and as the movie starts, widow of Joseph Smith, the founder of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We don't say that M word anymore. This is about her relationship to a free black convert to the church, and mostly on the night when Joseph has been killed, and they're waiting to see if the mob is going to come and try to take the body away. Good, solid two-hander drama. You can actually make a play out of it really easily. I mean, it's small. It's a small movie, but it's really interesting. 3 stars.
3 stars.
Yeah.
And Jay Whittaker in a command performance.
Jay Whittaker is in this movie. Yes. I had to stop the tape and show my wife. I was
look,
hey,
it's Jay
Whittaker.
Let's see. Old Man and the Gun.
Old Man and the Gun. Okay.
Robert Redford.
His last movie.
Possibly his last movie. He's holding out.
He's hedging.
He's hedging a bit, and a lot of that he says it's because everybody made too much of that, and he wants to make sure it's more about the movie and not about him. Which yeah, right.
He was tired.
Yeah, no, he's 82. He gets give the man a break.
Yeah.
Good Lord. But the thing is, he's going out. If this is his last, hey, this is a good one to go out.
Really? Okay.
He plays. This is a real life story of a guy named Forrest Tucker, who was robbing banks into his 80s.
Wow.
Or late 70s, early 80s. And his favorite things to do were rob banks and escape from prisons.
Those are hobbies.
And it's nice because those two things go together.
They tend to go together.
Well, yeah.
You rob a bank, you get caught, then you escape from prison.
Work's what keeps you happy.
And you see him doing this, and he is very adept at it, and he's also very nice about it. It said everybody.
He's a gentleman.
He's very much a gentleman. Even the people that were saw the gun in his pocket were happy to see him, and it shows sort of how him at the end of his career, occasionally flashing back to early days, and the flashbacks are wonderful because the flashbacks are mostly clips from old Robert Redford movies.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so you have him, and you have him doing this at the same time. You have a detective trying to figure, who even as he's trying to catch the guy is like charmed by the way the guy operates. And the detective's played by Casey Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're not quite forgiving him yet, but we're close.
Yeah.
And he seems to have been doing his penance at the moment. So, we also have Sissy Spacek in here as a love interest for Redford's character. But mostly this is watching Bob just do what Bob does and
do his acting thing.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Bob is that people will say that the late '70s or early '70s is his heyday. Candidate, Way We Were, All the President's Men, Butch Cassidy, as his heyday. I think the last 5 years have been actually his best work.
Really?
You go from All Is Lost, Captain America, Truth,
I would
Our
agree.
Souls at Night, and this one, and he's. And the thing about Bob is it's always been the case is that you think he's not acting because he's so natural.
Yeah.
But you watch, and there's stuff going on.
I think he's way more interesting now than he used to be.
Yes, he's fascinating, and it's a great performance. And there's talk that he could get an Oscar nomination because Last Shot.
Yeah, he deserves it,
and he deserves it. And it's great. 3.5.
3.5 stars for The Old Man and the Gun. Then First Man.
First Man. This is Ryan Gosling playing Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, and it is a it's difficult to describe because the thing about Neil Armstrong is he was very emotionally reserved, very reticent.
Yeah, but Ryan Gosling's good at that.
He was not. He's not. He was not. Some people said he was kind of a dick. They didn't like him.
And this gets into some of that, and it starts early on where he was a test pilot, and the whole thing about being a test pilot is you never crack, you never show any, because if you crack, you're gonna die up there, and how he and as he was a test pilot, he had a daughter, a 3-year-old daughter who was dying of cancer, and that is shown as to have basically been an effect on his entire life. And the movie shows him and shows his wife, Janet, played by Claire Foy from The Crown, who we love, and is, great actress. And it goes through all the steps of the early the Gemini and early Apollo missions, showing basically how close we were to complete disaster on numerous occasions on our way to get to the moon,
God,
including
they were doing it with chewing gum and rubber bands,
and that's she's at one point Janet yells at Deke Slayton, the head of astronaut the astronaut program, saying, "You're a bunch of boys playing with balsa wood models. You think you're in control and you're not in control."
Crazy stuff.
And this is directed by Damien Chazelle, who directed Gosling in La La Land, and we've joked about how Ryan Gosling goes to the moon to save jazz. But it is so different from La La Land because it is so reserved and so controlled. And the other thing is that the depictions of the space missions feel like a documentary. They feel like you're there. I mean, it's like you're watching it through Neil's eyes, and you're seeing all the shakes and rattles and rolls and bumps. It is not this Kubrick sterility like 2001.
Sounds good.
It makes you feel like you're there, and that's really amazing. Gosling's great, Foy's great. You got a lot of great ensemble amongst the other astronauts. Kyle Chandler,
Jason Clarke is always good.
Patrick Fugit, a bunch of others. Shea Wiggum, who should, anytime you see Shea Wiggum in a movie, you should go see it because he's great. This is really worthwhile, and this is one of these that's going to be up for Oscars. So it is really worth seeing. And the moon sections were filmed with IMAX cameras, so if you can see it in IMAX, go see it in IMAX.
Okay.
Take Dramamine beforehand because all the shaky, rattly stuff is going to make do things to your stomach. But it's really a trip. 3.5.
Sounds fun. All right. So let's run these down just real quick. Colette and Bad Times at the El Royale. Sean did not see them. Let's see. The Sisters Brothers, 3.5 stars. Those are the fartsies. Goosebumps 2, 1.5. 3 stars for Jane and Emma. 3.5 for The Old Man and the Gun. And First Man, 3.5 stars.
Is Bad Times at the El Royale, is that playing wide or is it at the Broadway?
That's wide.
That's playing wide. And our friend Charlie Halford is in that, and he's also on my podcast.
There you go.
The Let's Go Eat Show. You can find it wherever good podcasts are found.
It all links together.
All right. What do we got next week?
Next week we have Halloween.
Yay!
It's not a remake. It's following up because we have Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm looking forward to this.
Looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Also, The Hate You Give. This is an important movie that you're going to be hearing a lot about.
All right. Thank you, Sean.
Sean Means, sltrib.com.
Front runner collided with a car in North Salt Lake Center Street at 200 West. Now it's closed to car traffic, and the people on the train are being taken by bus. Apparently no injuries, though, amazingly, with all of that going on. Crash northbound I-15, 15th South in Salt Lake. Center lane closed there. Crash southbound I-15, 102nd South in Salt Lake. And looks like that is about it. Are you remarkable, looking for a great new opportunity? Black Turtle is hiring full-time, part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay and no weekend shifts. Apply online at jointheturtle.com.
All right, we've got Boners Round 2 coming up. Here are your boner candidates. Boner candidate number 1. What? I told him to behave. Boner candidate number 2. Up yours, squirrel haters. And boner candidate number 3. There's a naked tweaker in our font.
All right. Round 2 boners, big boy news, all coming up. Stand by for that. UtahAdvocates.com.
That's the website for you to go to if you have been in an accident and you think, and you're sure that the insurance companies are out to get you, because they are.
Wait, but you might not think that. You might think, oh, I'm a smart person. I can handle this. Yeah, you may be a smart person, and you're even smarter if you get an advocate.
If you've been hurt, this is who you want to talk to. The Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com, or the phone number, 801-355-5550. You will talk to an attorney almost immediately. Not a gatekeeper, not a paralegal. And if they won't charge you any money.
Free. You can get the lawyer's opinion for free.
Yeah, and they will. If they take your case, they won't charge you anything until they get you a settlement. So if you've been hurt in an accident, don't try and navigate all of that insurance stuff yourself. Get yourself an advocate. 801-355-5550, or go to the website and chat there, UtahAdvocates.com.
X96 invites you to immerse yourself in FearCon.
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting a jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, oh, I want these. And they said, well, we need to order them in. And she said, well, I have to have them by Thursday. I'm like, why do you need, 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday? And she said, well, we go on this shopping trip every year. And he said, is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal, is that if you go...
why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
shopping. Can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, Queen of Guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday. And we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
JT, you're there, right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one
you guys want.
for one day.
That's a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a minute
before
or
this.
two. Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
Part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
I want a muffin. It made me want a muffin.
Well, why don't you?
I never have
here,
a muffin.
Gina, here. Why don't you just take a break? Go get yourself
What's
a
the
muffin.
closest muffin?
Go ahead. Go. Just take a
Richie,
break.
where's the closest muffin?
Go take a break and get yourself a muffin. That's okay. You know where you can get one? From the Muffin Man. Has anybody seen the Muffin Man?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
I do know the Muffin Man. Has anyone seen the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?
Wait,
Have you seen the Muffin
Where
Man?
is where?
Is he different from Candyman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want candy. I want a muffin.
You don't want candy?
No, the Candy Man. If you wanted candy, the Candy Man can give you candy. The Candy Man can.
$50 for a muffin?
Let me
$50.
Now I'd like some pie. Has anyone seen the Pie Man?
download the app, the Muffin Proximity Locator. And
muffins near me.
Muffins near me.
I'm Googling that right now.
You can do it. It's simple.
Muffins near me.
There you go. Let us know. Let us know. It is time for round 2 of your boner voting. You know,
There's Three Pines right over there on Main Street.
You know, your kid's here.
You can get over there. Gina can go. let's have her do something for herself for a
I'll
change.
send my kid out for muffins.
What kind?
Just get the tops, though.
I like a blueberry muffin.
Just a traditional.
Well, I like the crumblies on the top.
You like the
If there's no crumblies, I'd
Well, see, now already it's more complicated than I feel
Full
comfortable.
fat? Full fat?
Sending,
You bet. What's the point of a
sending
muffin?
festivals. Yeah. Anyway, time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You've got to decide of these 3 which one is the worst, which one is the most qualified to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1. We did that an hour ago. We'll take both winners and put them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. Boner fight happens then. You decide boner of the day at that time. So 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to the Fear Factory, Salt Lake City's only haunted house.
Here's boner candidate number 1. What? I told them to behave. A mother was jailed Sunday after her 11-year-old son was found staggering along a street while intoxicated on cinnamon whiskey, said police in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania.
Cinnamon whiskey.
The mother...
Is that the Fireball?
Yeah.
Fireball stuff.
The mother, Tina Nicole Gongloff,
Oh, there she is.
was charged with child endangerment and reckless endangerment. Police were called to an address in Trafford, Pennsylvania, and witnessed the boy yelling at passing traffic. Again, he's, 11, before running into his home. A witness told police the boy drank 9 small bottles of Fireball cinnamon whiskey that were in the refrigerator. Meanwhile, Ms. Gongloff's 13-year-old daughter had a pack of smokes in her bra.
Wait a
The
minute.
boy was taken to a local hospital where he had a blood alcohol content of 0.41. Police said Ms. Gongloff told them she had told the children to stay with their friends and behave when she left
Smoke
the house.
with the friends?
She said, no. She said, you stay here and you behave. I'm going out to get some smokes. She could have just bummed one from her daughter, apparently.
Yeah. Well, maybe the daughter wouldn't share.
These are my smokes, Mom.
She told police she had applied for a few jobs while she was out, too.
See?
Boner candidate number
I'm doing
1.
good.
What? I told them to behave. Here's boner candidate number 2.
There is a song called Fireball, which is apparently about the whiskey.
I'm sure.
Is it a country song?
I'm sure.
Do you put it in your red Solo cup?
I think I've...
It's not a country
No,
song.
That's Willow and Nicki Minaj.
It's by Pitbull. We don't have it.
We don't have Pitbull's Fireball? It's the only Fireball we have. So, okay.
I've got it. You want me to bring my...
No,
Okay.
all right. The moment is past.
Thanks, Richie. Here's boner candidate number 2. Up yours, squirrel haters! A passenger was booted from a Frontier Airlines plane in Orlando after she came aboard with a, it says here, nutty companion.
Boo!
A squirrel that she insisted was her emotional support animal. Now, I'm supportive of this because if you remember, Bob Ross,
Squirrel.
the painter,
Yeah.
had his squirrel companion.
But he didn't take it
Well,
on
was
airplanes.
Actually, I think it was a chipmunk, as I recall. A little peapod.
Not on the
Peapod.
airplane.
Well, but he let little peapod live in his hair.
Squirrel.
Peapod.
Peapod, isn't it cute? little peapod, isn't he cute? That guy was
I mean, if
weird.
he would just sit in your pocket
The woman
with his little hands and just stay there.
The woman noted in her reservation that she was flying Tuesday night with an emotional support pet, but did not indicate that it was a squirrel.
Did I leave that out?
She refused to get off the Cleveland-bound flight, so crew summoned police, who told the rest of the passengers to deplane so that they could deal with the woman. Police eventually escorted the passenger off of the aircraft and took her to the main terminal, according to Frontier, which added, rodents, including squirrels, are not allowed on Frontier flights. It was not known if the unidentified woman would face charges. Footage shared on Twitter showed the woman being removed from the plane in a wheelchair as she flashed a middle finger to jeers and boos from other passengers.
I support squirrels as support animals, but they have to wear the cute little vest.
Yes.
If you put them in a cute little vest, I'm fine with the whole
Sure,
thing.
yeah. The joke on the plane was #squirrel, so you'll probably see it all over social media. She's flipping off all the other passengers as they
Take
wheel
that.
her.
Well, she clearly needs help.
Up yours, squirrel haters. Boner candidate number 2.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. There's a naked tweaker in our font.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Del Taco's new shredded beef is authentically seasoned and bursting with flavor. Right now, you can get 2 shredded beef combo burritos for $6 only at Del Taco. Limited time only. Participation may vary.
I thought I had read that Andrew Dice Clay wanted to do some more acting, but no.
No?
Dice says, after being in A Star is Born, playing Lady Gaga's father, I don't know if I want to be on a set of any kind after that. Hey! The comedy legend had an acting renaissance in recent years with critically acclaimed turns in Woody Allen's Blue Jasmine, Martin Scorsese's Vinyl, and now the Bradley Cooper-directed third remake of A Star is Born. I have a good record now between Woody and Scorsese and Warner Brothers and this bigger-than-life movie. Hey, but I'm over here now. Clay was particularly impressed with Cooper's directing, especially considering it was the Oscar-nominated actor's first time behind the camera. Yeah, he added to that story, and to be a first-time director on a big-budget Warner Brothers film, but I don't want to act anymore. Hey. Vern Troyer's death has been officially ruled suicide by the L.A. County coroner. Cause of death listed as sequelae. You would know what does this mean? Sequelae of alcohol intoxication. Sequelae.
He drank himself to death.
But what
Poisoning.
does sequelae mean?
I think it's just, like Carrie said, it's alcohol.
Alcohol poisoning.
I've never heard that word, sequelae. The manner of death, suicide, in a report. Troyer died April 21, 2 weeks after he was admitted to the hospital and placed on life support.
So it's a long-term. This wasn't just a long-term prop. He didn't just drink himself to death one night.
Sequelae, it means long-term.
Over time.
Sequelae, is it Latin or something? Gotcha. Utahns are excited for a ski season.
Are we going to have one this year?
At least 10 inches of snow fell at some resorts. 10 inches of snow between Tuesday and Wednesday. As much as a foot at the base. Brighton marketing manager Jared Winkler said there was nearly 2 feet of snow at Mid-Mountain. Now, that generates a lot of excitement for ski season, but it's really too soon to know when any of the resorts will open officially. The marketing manager at Brighton says it could warm up in November. We never know. Keep your fingers crossed. When the ski resorts get at least 10 inches of snow this early, then everybody gets excited. Alta got 14, and Bryan had 13. Powder Mountain 10, Snow Basin 12. So everybody's getting excited. But I've seen.
Are you telling people to simmer down?
Yeah, I've seen it happen where this and then
nothing till January.
Yeah, then it's a bust. So let's see. Chief Justice John Roberts said in a letter on Wednesday, this is the Supreme Court we're talking about, that he had transferred judicial misconduct complaints related to Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh to the Judicial Council of the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals for further review. Although the complaints were originally lodged with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, Kavanaugh's former court, the circuit executive of that court asked Roberts to transfer the matters to another circuit out of a concern that local disposition may weaken public confidence in the process. The complaints relate to testimony that Kavanaugh gave last month during his confirmation hearings, according to a source familiar, and do not pertain to his conduct as a sitting judge. In a letter addressed to Judge Timothy Timkovich, the Chief Circuit Court Judge of Denver's 10th Circuit, Roberts said he had selected the court to review the identified complaints and any pending or new complaints related to the same subject matter. So Timkovich can handle those complaints himself, he can dismiss them, or appoint a special committee to examine them. So the complaints seek investigations only of the public statements that he has made as a nominee to the Supreme Court.
So there could be further investigation into it? But
could be.
But probably
This
not.
witch hunt has ruined this man's life.
It has been confirmed, by the way, by officials in the FBI, and I forget which sources they were, that the White House did limit the investigation into Kavanaugh. The Justice Department has approved a $69 billion merger between CVS Health, those are the drugs, big drugstores, and Aetna Insurance.
That's interesting.
Which caps a wave of consolidation among giant healthcare players that could leave American consumers with less control over their medical care and prescription drugs. The approval marks the close of an era during which powerful pharmacy benefit managers brokered drug prices among pharmaceutical companies, insurers, and employers. A combined CVS-Aetna may be even more formidable. At the last major freestanding pharmacy manager, CVS Health had revenues of about $185 billion last year. Now, it could be good for people who have Aetna insurance.
Because your prescriptions will be, or that CVS will only carry things that they cover, that Aetna covers, maybe?
It could be that the price, the whatever you need through your Aetna insurance, the price will be set, and it won't be,
I'm
suspicious.
I'm suspicious.
I don't think this is a good thing for consumers.
They never do things that are good for us.
No. This is a way for them to save and make
Critics
money.
are worried the consumers will end up with fewer options and higher expenses.
Yeah.
This is all we have, and your insurance will only pay for this, so doesn't matter what your doctor says you need, this is what we'll pay for.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. This now here on health insurance. USA Today on Wednesday published an opinion piece credited to Donald Trump. Less than a month before this year's midterm elections, Trump used the opportunity to tear into the Democrats. Specifically, he went over the party's proposal to establish a national single-payer health care system. He accused the left of wanting to spread radical socialism, gutting Medicare, and even though it's widely considered to be a socialist program. It's a bizarre argument he's applied before. So he says the Democrats want to spread radical socialism and they want to gut Medicare, which is a socialist program.
Yeah, that's two different. Yeah.
So
and they don't
Medicare is a socialist program.
They want
to
Medicare
expand it.
for everybody.
What the Democrats want to do is have Medicare for everyone.
Yeah.
Trump also said he had defended protections for people with pre-existing conditions, which is not true.
Lie.
No matter what Trump says, his Justice Department has said it will no longer support provisions in the Affordable Care Act that protect people with pre-existing conditions. Editors for USA Today used hyperlinks to direct readers to facts contradicting some of Trump's claims. Where the president said he's fighting hard against the Democrats' plan that would eviscerate Medicare, you link through to a New York Times report that says the opposite is true. Another hyperlink directs readers to a November 2016 Forbes column by a contributor who said Trump would likely be the one to gut Medicare.
Yeah.
Not the Democrats.
No.
Trump. It's astonishing. He will say exactly the opposite of what the truth is.
It doesn't matter.
He needs to scare those Republican voters just before the election. Got to get them good and scared. Make them feel like they are the victims.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger says he's really sorry he called his political rivals girly men over a decade ago.
Well,
At the time, it felt like the right thing to do. I called them girly men because they weren't willing to take any risks. I'm very sorry I did it. It was short-sighted, and in the long term, it's better not to say that because you want to work with them. And he said, I made lots of mistakes with women in my life.
Yep.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic?
Well, that's your sports. He's a bodybuilder.
Oh, that's the sports?
She
Arnold
could,
Schwarzenegger?
She could do some sports, but, it might require doing something.
I don't want to do that. Why would I? I'm over here muffin hungry.
Yeah.
And I can't be expected to focus.
Yeah, of course.
When that's going on.
Right.
All right.
Weather, it's pretty chilly this morning, only going to get up to 56, and it's partly cloudy right now, but we could have a chance of some spotty sprinkles later on today. Traffic, we had that issue with the front runner hitting that train at Center Street in North Salt Lake. Front runner hitting a van, Crash westbound.
Get this woman a muffin! Jeez!
Crash westbound I-80 at the State Street off-ramp, right shoulder being affected there. Crash northbound I-15 17th south in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 15th south in Salt Lake. And a crash, let's see. Oh, something new just came through. Let's see. Sheep Lane Highway in Tooele County. Is that a thing? I guess there's a crash there. Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with an Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass, $116 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. There is a naked tweaker in our font. North Dakota man tweaking on meth, stripped off all of his clothes and went into a church's baptismal font before emerging to walk toward the altar while pleasuring himself.
Ew,
An affront witnessed by 75 of individuals attending Mass. a 9 a.m. Mass at the Spirit of Life Church. Zachary Burdick appeared in the entryway of the Roman Catholic Church in Mandan, North Dakota. A female church employee called police after Mr. Burdick, disrobed, entered the font where he was pleasuring himself facing the altar.
Yeah.
Burdick then began walking down the aisle toward the altar while still doing that. Witness Daryl Kilzer told police that Burdick began to splash around in the holy water fountain. Kilzer added that Burdick later then entered the sanctuary with his machinery hanging out as he...
His machinery?
As Mr. Kilzer put it. Yeah, his machinery was hanging out, and he was pumping. Father Todd Kreitzinger, who was conducting Mass when Burdick arrived, said that the intruder dipped his rear end into the holy water fountain and splashed around a bit before entering the sanctuary, doing what the other people have described. The priest added that the font would have to be cleaned and sanitized, which would cost the church around $500. When confronted by police, Mr. Burdick said, "I'm tweaking on meth. Oh, and I use hash, too." He was immediately arrested. Boner candidate number 3, there's a naked tweaker in our font.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, what? I told them to behave. A Pennsylvania mother is jailed after her 11-year-old son was found staggering drunk on whiskey, and her 13-year-old daughter had a pack of cigarettes in her bra. Boner candidate number 2, up yours, squirrel haters. It's an emotional support squirrel. Got a woman kicked off of a plane, and as they were taking her off the plane, the passengers are cheering as she's taken off the plane. She flipped them off. And Boner candidate number 3, there's a naked tweaker in our font.
All right, this is round 2. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight, and get that chance to be Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. It has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. But we'll put them both into the Boner Dome at 9:20, and that is when you will decide Boner of the Day. So pick your champion for round 2 now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message of the text is the 1, 2, or 3, the candidate you think should win. Text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box. This is Boner Voting October 11. You've got just 4 minutes is all, so let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10. from Hell with Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, let's award round 2 of your boners.
And round 2 is brought to you in part by, oven roasted broccoli.
Why were you?
Well, I think, I hate to say it, but it was way over roasted. It was a burnt forest of broccoli.
And the Fear Factory, Salt Lake City's only haunted house, named one of the best Halloween attractions in America by the Travel Channel. Pick up a $5 off coupon at any Little Caesars or Dunkin' Donuts. Then take the free zombie bus from the gateway to Fear Factory. Take a ride on the giant zip line or Fear Fall. Be sure to check out the Dare to Scare app. Get in on the scaring action yourself. Visit fearfactoryslc.com.
So you had boner candidate number 1. What? I told them to behave. This Pennsylvania mother who left her kids with some friends. And as she left, she said, "You kids behave. I got to go out and get some smokes. Now, and I may put in a couple of job applications while I'm gone." But the kid drank several bottles, small bottles of Fireball whiskey. The 11-year-old kid and the 13-year-old daughter. She had a pack of smokes in her bra. The mother told them to behave, and they clearly didn't. Boner candidate number 2. Up yours, squirrel haters. A woman got kicked off a plane for having an emotional support animal. It was a squirrel, and she flipped off the other passengers as they cheered when she was thrown off the plane. And boner candidate number 3, there's a naked tweaker in our font. It's a man in North Dakota arrested as he went naked in a baptismal font in a Roman Catholic church and then walked up the aisle with his machinery hanging out, as one of the parishioners put it, pleasuring himself. Sarah won the Fear Factory tickets, and the winner, boner candidate number 3, there is a naked tweaker in our font.
All right, there you go.
Roman Catholics got together, and
that's I guess so.
Yeah.
That's the winner of round 2. It'll now go up against the winner of round 1. Only one of them can be boner of the day. Boner fight happens at 9:20, and that's when you will choose boner of the day.
So when I awakened this morning, I had a little background first. My son, little Bill, works at the Fear Factory haunted house, and because it is such a job where he goes he leaves at 5 in the afternoon, and then he doesn't get home until
it's odd hours,
midnight or 1 or 2, sometimes 1 or 2 in the morning. He could get home earlier, but I think he likes to go out and eat crappy food afterwards with his friends. So he had to learn to drive, and so he drives himself because nobody wants to get up
no.
And I'm asleep way before so I go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock. So I get up this morning at 3, my normal time, and my wife wakes up, and she doesn't usually wake up when I do, but she wakes up and said, your boy got in a wreck last night. You don't have a car, or he wrecked the car, and you'll have to take a lift or something to work because I need the other car to take our daughter to school, and he'll tell you what happened. So he'd already gone to bed. And
you had no idea any of this went on?
No.
You slept through it all?
I slept through. Now, if you go to @RFHBill, you can see a picture of the car in the intersection where it was wrecked, apparently. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No.
X96.com/live. That's not it?
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess that where the tail end of the other car there. He T-boned a car. It was his fault.
He went through the intersection?
I guess, yeah, and T-boned it. I can't quite tell where that is, someplace downtown. And it wasn't drivable. Nobody hurt, thank goodness. I didn't know any of this had happened.
You just slept through the...
Yeah. I had no idea. I don't know what time it was, it was probably after midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So my wife went down and dealt with it, and the car had to be towed. I guess the tow truck towed it to their lot, wherever that is. So I'll have to go home and deal with it at some point. But
Did he have the Everest Collision Repair app on his phone?
no, I don't think so.
Oh, why not?
But, and I guess, I don't know any of the details yet either. I assume there's a police report. And so, but it's a miracle nobody was hurt. Because the whole bumper is off the front of the car.
I was gonna say that that doesn't look like it's salvageable.
You don't think?
No.
Is that the wheel that's off of the car? Is that what that? I
Could
can't
be.
tell.
I don't know.
And he was. I guess she said he was really shaken up and.
So that's like he must have run a red light then.
I guess that's all I can think. I'm not sure, but it's been so long since I've ever had to deal with an accident. I haven't been in a car accident forever.
Well, if you've been in an accident, you should call the advocates.
Yeah. Well, I don't think were any injuries, so that's. But I will be contacting Everest Collision
Repair.
But I don't remember what to do really.
Well, Bill, first you call the police, and then you call the advocate.
Well, I don't. But there's no injuries, so. But I don't know. I assume the police were called, or do you have to do that anymore?
There's a police car in the picture.
There is.
Yeah.
There was.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Isn't that a police truck?
No, that's
one of the trucks that was in the accident, I think.
It's not a.
See, we have no context here.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
And the pictures are blurry.
But it's so weird that I don't know anything about it other than he was in an accident and the car had to be towed somewhere. But I don't remember. What I mean. You got in an accident recently.
Yeah.
And the cops came.
Yeah.
Right. So
then what do you do?
Then what did you do?
I don't know what you mean. What do? They towed the car away.
Yeah.
You call your insurance company.
Okay, so I have to call the insurance company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But don't.
The insurance company will want a copy of the police report.
Okay. All right. I saw some papers sitting on the table at home before I left for work.
Probably it.
All right. I don't know. I just don't remember how to deal with this. I haven't been in an accident that required anything like that for.
Yeah. And then
30 years.
Lionel says always call the police. Both times someone hit me, their story changed as soon as they left the scene.
Yeah.
The report saved me both times.
You
so
have
you
that
need a
police
copy
report.
of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the police must have been called. It was a big enough accident that because I think just in fender benders and stuff like that, you can just exchange phone numbers and insurance companies.
Nope, you need the police report.
I think I think the cops don't. They don't.
No, your insurance company will require they're not going to take your word for it. They want a police report.
Remember your old daughter just got her car back from Everest?
Yeah.
Because somebody backed into her.
Right.
They said, "Oh, we'll get. Here's my number. We'll get in touch."
Uh-huh.
Wasn't the correct number. No way of tracking down the person who hit her.
Always call
the police.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope they did.
I'm still stuck on you not knowing any.
I was asleep. Nobody woke me up.
What?
If they had awakened me, I would have helped deal with it. But they didn't wake me up.
Yeah, you would have been a lot of help.
You would have been like, I don't know what to do.
I don't know. Don't call the police.
What do you do?
Somebody wants to know what I'm going to do with him. The boy. Well,
Yeah.
What's to do?
Well, you lose your privileged driving. I guess.
Well, he doesn't have a car. It's
Well,
broken.
You don't know the circumstances yet.
Yeah. Well, I know it was his fault. My wife told me it was his fault, and he said it was his fault.
Crash southbound State Street at 45th South. Right lanes are closed there. Crash northbound I-15 27th South in South Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 21st South. 2 left lanes affected there. And I guess if Sheep Lane in Tooele County is part of your commute, there's a crash there as well. Get unlimited 1.5% cashback plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Well, coincidentally, Everest Collision Repair, that's where we'll be taking that pilot if it's fixable, and they'll tell me. They'll tell me.
I think they're going to tell you time for a new car.
Everest Collision Repair can help you save time and money and stress. They really are the best people to fix up your car if it can be fixed.
If it can be.
Yeah. Listen, if you take a donation into the road home when you pick up your vehicle, Everest will pay up to $200 of your insurance deductible. Some restrictions apply. They always want to keep your needs on top at Everest Collision Repair. So when an accident happens, it can be stressful dealing with all of the stuff. The police report. Oh, it says right there. Police report, insurance claims, rental cars.
There you go.
Towing, all of that stuff.
There you
So
go.
Dented, scratched, direct beyond recognition. Take it to Everest. They have 4 locations: Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden. EverestCollisionRepair.com.
X96.
Crater. Spell it with me now. Crater, C-R-A-T-E-R. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring that quintessential Utahn LeGrand R. Dunn and his son, LeGrand R. Dunn II, or LeGrand Jr., as the family calls him. Let's join them now as they stand in the line to see Santa Claus at the mall.
Now you remember, Junior, tell Santy nice and loud what you want for Christmas.
Okay.
But only ask for them inexpensive gifts that we already discussed betwixt the two of us.
I'm afraid of Santa Claus, Dad. He won't hurt me, will he?
Oh, no, of course not. As long as you don't ask him for them expensive gifts.
Okay.
You see that little boy over there with the broken arm?
Yeah.
He asked Sandy for one of them fancy video game thingers. Sandy has a lot of work to do at Christmas time, and he can get a little bit testy.
Well, how come Santa Claus gives us presents at Christmas time? I mean, Christmas is his birthday, not ours. We should give Santa Claus presents.
What? You think Christmas is Sandy Claus's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I knew I shouldn't have let you go to public school. I knew I should have kept up with that John and Vicky Singer home study plan. Christmas is not Sandy's birthday.
Well, whose birthday is it then?
Christmas is the birthday of Jesus Christ our Savior. And Jesus is the Son of God, the creator of the universe, and the creator of everybody and everything that's in it.
Everybody? I mean, did God create Batman?
Yes.
And Barney?
Yes.
And Coral Malone? And you and me and Mommy and even Santa Claus?
He is the creator of all things.
So I guess if God and Santa Claus got in a fight, God would win then.
That's it. We are getting out of this line and we're going over to Temple Square right now. You have got some learning to do.
Yeah.
I was so nervous to talk about it, Robin. I mean, they're so secretive, those two.
Oh, I know, Howard.
The only reason he knew, the only reason I knew was because I'd been asked to. They asked me to make a speech.
They did what?
Yeah, they asked me to make a speech, Robin.
Oh.
Evidently, I'm in demand. I mean, I'm very friendly with Justin, you know. I mean, I like him very much. I like him.
Well, I knew that you had his phone number.
Well, I really like him. I even said in my speech to them that if one of my daughters brought home a guy like Justin, I'd be pretty pleased. I mean, except for the SE tattoos. He's got some hugging weird ones, but except for the fact that I gave him a journal to draw in, and he draws pictures of dead zombie babies with blood dripping out of their head on almost every page. I said those two things might disturb me, but aside from that, Robin.
You said all these things at the wedding?
No, I didn't say those in the speech. I was miserable at having to speak at the couple's reception.
But you should have been honored, Howard.
Well, I was just worried about it, but I had everybody laughing. Everybody was laughing. They had these little tiny chairs. There was a table, and then when you sit down, and the chairs are like these little poofs, these little pillow poofs.
Oh, I love those
Yeah.
kind of chairs.
Yeah, I know you do, Robin. That's because you got a big ass.
Oh, Howard.
But I love your ass, Robin. It's a big wide ass, and I know you like
Let's
those.
get back to the wedding now,
All right,
Howard,
all
not
right.
my ass.
Well, I'm 6 foot hugging feet. I'm a grown man with a skinny ass, Robin. I got a skinny ass, not a big wide ass like your ass.
Back to the wedding.
All right.
Did you at least toast the cup? Oh, this is going.
I love the Howard Stern show, by the way.
You're listening to All Things Considered Dull and Pretentious on NPR. I'm your host, the Lyman Pettigrew. You may refer to me as Lyman Pettigrew. Our next program is funded by a grant from the Lyman Pettigrew Foundation. Every Thursday, we like to take a look at children's our children's book reviewer, Mongo. We call it Children's Book Review with Mongo. Today, Mongo will be reviewing the timeless classic Runaway Bunny by Margaret Wise Brown, illustrated by Clement Hurd.
Mongo, Runaway Bunny.
Is that all, Mongo?
No, much more. Runaway Bunny bad. Make Mama Bunny chase after him. Bad Bunny. If Mongo run away from Mama, Mama bunk Mongo on the head. Bad Mongo, bonk bonk. Mongo also hate Runaway Bunny because no color pictures on pages. Mongo like pretty pictures. Mongo hate words.
This has been Children's
Wait,
Book...
Mongo not finished. Bad character development in Runaway Bunny. Mongo not care when Bunny run away. What motivate Bunny? What compelling reason turn page? Plus, Mongo thinks something kinky going on with Margaret Wise Brown and Clement Hurd. Bad book. Very bad.
Now this has been Children's Book Review with Mongo. Coming up next, we look at the explosion of goat cheese making in America's heartland, and later on we take a very, very quiet look at the exciting NBA playoffs on All Things Dull and Pretentious on NPR. But first, this news from parts of the world you've never heard of.
That outfit. Haircut 100.
It's Blair Cunningham's birthday today. He's
one of the 100.
He's in the 100. It took 100 people to put that band together.
Doesn't sound like.
No, really. That's really old. Okay. Yeah, it's just a little potty break song.
Somebody tweeted this to me today, and I forgot about it until just now, and I've been meaning to look up and see if this is actually a thing. It's a I don't know, it's a poster or it's a campaign ad for Rosie Rivera for sheriff. Would you just Google Rosie Rivera for sheriff, Gina?
I know what you're talking about.
Do you? Is it
what?
It says, "Join me in supporting Rosie. She is leading the way in our community." Rosie Rivera for sheriff.com, and it's John and Karen Huntsman. It's a picture of John Huntsman, who died
a while ago,
some months ago, and with his arm around his wife, presumably there. Re-elect Sheriff Rosie Rivera. Join me in supporting Rosie Rivera. She's leading the way in our community. John and Karen Huntsman. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I forget where you saw this.
Somebody just tweeted it to me.
No. Here's the Facebook post from Rosie. Rosie's not an idiot.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
John Huntsman Sr.'s passing last year was devastating for me personally. The Huntsmans are like family to me. During his life, John expressed how he wanted to support and endorse me for this election. When Mrs. Huntsman wanted to show her support, she chose to present it in this way to represent Mr. Huntsman's wishes during his life as well. I'm so grateful for...
But so somebody just tweeted it to me out of context.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to make trouble.
Yes.
I get you. Yeah, I did. See, I didn't have a chance to look it up, and that's why I asked you.
Obviously, she's not. She's saying this is someone who always supported me. I talked to Mrs. Huntsman, and she said if John were around, he would be continuing to support. So this is somebody that's trying to make
to stir up crap.
Yeah.
Well, and a couple of things. First of all, do they mail you those pamphlets about the voting, where it explains the thing, and then there's the rebuttals and all that? Do they mail that to you?
They have in the past, yeah.
Or do I need to ask for that?
If you go to vote.utah.gov,
it's all there.
It's all there.
It's all there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because I need some of the things explained to me because I haven't checked into them yet. And I got my thing in the mail yesterday.
Your ballot.
Ballot in the mail.
And it's not as part of that?
No.
Okay. Yeah, then you can. Just like Gina was saying, vote.utah.gov explains everything.
They used to send out a whole thing. I don't know if they still do that. No?
I think smaller counties probably do, but...
No, it says they don't mail those anymore. Yeah, okay. But, yeah, I'm concerned.
Why are you concerned?
Because, I get this stuff all the time. First of all, I want to thank the Republican Party for pointing out to me that Ben McAdams is a Democrat.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They've made that very clear.
Oh, yeah, look, right there. Democrat.
Ben tries to hide that all the time.
Apparently.
He's,
so thanks for that.
Yeah.
But then I got this. This is for Todd Zenger.
Todd Zenger?
Who's, running for Utah House. Mm-hmm. And he's got a whole bunch of different things here. And he says, now keep in mind, he's a Republican. He says, here's the things that I want to protect.
As a Republican.
As a Republican.
These
so
are
he's
the
got
things I want to protect.
Education, increasing our voice, our way of life.
Oh, okay, that's valuable.
We need to protect home, family, life, and the free exercise of religion.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a problem with that?
Apparently.
The success and potential of our society depend upon these foundations.
Well, these are all things that, of course, the Democrats don't want you to have.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to have home.
Well, you know they're anti-life. Only Republicans are pro-life.
Family.
Pro-family, yeah.
And they want to take it. Wait, no, all of this is protected. This is.
I got my muffin.
They scare old people with
I know,
this stuff.
I know.
That's what they do.
I
They
know.
just scare old people into voting for them.
Well-
Only we can protect you from the boogeyman.
Well, it's true. It is true, and he will also, I'm surprised there's nothing on there about him protecting us from the creeping threat of socialism.
Let me see. Not on this one, but I'll bet if you went to his website, it's there.
I believe in socialism. Muffins for everybody.
I think there should be a muffin in every gut. A muffin in every stomach.
I guess Festus went to Eva's and got me a muffin. I'm going to go pop it in the microwave because you want a warm muffin. You know, what's better than a muffin? Warm muffin.
Mm-hmm.
So can I go? Are we having a...
I asked you to go some time ago. I said, would you please go? And you didn't do it. Now go. Go. Go now.
I'm going to go pop it in the...
Go. Go pop
it in
it.
the microwave.
Put it in there for about 10 minutes. Run it for about 10 minutes. Go on. Chew. I used to, when I'd eat the muffin, I don't eat muffins anymore because they're loaded with fat.
Mm-hmm.
But when I would be done with the muffin, I would then chew up the muffin paper because it was all coated with the muffin goodness on the inside.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't like paper in my mouth. I don't. Yeah.
It was chewy, and I'd chew it all up until it was just all, and then throw it away.
And back to your sheriff thing that you got.
Rosie Rivera.
The Rosie Rivera. You got it from Todd Weiler.
Well, no,
because he is the king of out of context.
No, it was somebody.
Because he tweeted, "How inappropriate is this?"
Yeah, I got it from somebody named Chandler Ride.
Yeah, Weiler is the king of out of context. He's spreading it around on his Twitter.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. How inappropriate is this?
Yeah, somebody thought I would nominate it for a boner,
No.
which I didn't do because I didn't have time to look up to see whether.
Got to do the research.
Yeah, so I didn't do it.
All right, let's. We got boner fight coming up. Stand by for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got before that a reasonable amount of news. Got to tell you about shamrockplumbing.net.
Yeah, they were at my house recently and did a fine job, and I'm happy to pay them their money, which I just did yesterday. Shamrock Plumbing, no job too big or too small. Typical plumbing emergencies like drain cleaning and leaky faucets, and then they do the big jobs too, like remodels and new homes and businesses. They do all of that kind of stuff.
I have them up to my place just to do little things, like the flapper on the toilet tank.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm not comfortable doing that stuff.
For more than 30 years, Shamrock Plumbing's been the contractor that Utahns can trust for plumbing repairs. So any kind of stuff that you need done, big or small, with plumbing. Also water heaters, water softeners, all that stuff, and water purification systems as well. You can call them 801-295-1690 or go to their website, shamrockplumbing.net.
Here at X96. 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 9:22 right now. And
do I have muffin on my face?
No.
Do I?
We got.
That would be impossible because I didn't have a muffin.
We got Boner Fight coming up in about 5 minutes. Be ready for that. First, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by.
Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
First Lady Melania Trump has been traveling in Africa in recent weeks, wearing a funny hat and a coat and a tie, and she is highlighting her Be Best initiative on a tour through Ghana and Mali.
I wanted you to make
and
this a
Kenya
boner candidate.
and Egypt. And during the trip, reporters had described her as looking relaxed and happy. And she says that while she was wearing her I Don't Care jacket, that she wanted to start a campaign against cyberbullying. And she said, I could say that I am the most bullied person in the world. When pressed, she qualified it. Well, one of them, if you really see what people are saying about me, darling. In the same interview, she was also asked whether there were people in her husband's administration she didn't trust. Yes, you always need to watch your back, she said. It's harder to govern. She told ABC News she had talked to her husband about the people she didn't trust, but when she was asked if she was, well, if she had some control over her husband, she said, oh, ha, 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 I wish. I give him my honest advice and honest opinion, and then he does what he wants to do.
Yeah, she is just as bad as he is. They deserve each other.
Rand Paul on Tuesday said lawmakers should tamp down on their political rhetoric, warning that otherwise it could lead to violence.
It's already happened.
Paul, during an interview with a Kentucky radio station, said he was concerned that there's going to be an assassination after a few tense weeks around the Capitol because of the Supreme Court fight. I really worry that someone is going to be killed, and that those who are ratcheting up the conversation, they have to realize they bear some responsibility if this elevates to violence.
Oh, something like this?
All right, yeah, get him out. Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it. If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise.
So
no, that's not what he was talking
That's
about.
not what he's talking
I'm
about?
sure, no.
How about
No.
Charlottesville?
No, I don't
where
think
that girl
so.
got killed.
No, I don't think so.
Is that what he was talking
somebody
about?
already has been killed, Paul. Rand
He's
Paul.
talking about himself. He's worried about himself.
The Fan X people, Salt Lake Comic Con, Salt Lake Fan X now, the producers of that show they say that a $4 million court judgment against them in their trademark infringement battle will equate to a death sentence for Fan X, and they warn that Utah's economy could be negatively affected if they have to declare bankruptcy. Danfar Productions, the company behind Fan X, the Salt Lake Comic Convention, filed an emergency motion with the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on Wednesday, asking for a temporary postponement on the payment pending an appeal in court. If the $4 million judgment is enforced, the company will be destroyed, the motion says, costing Utah's economy millions of dollars. But the court likely wouldn't harm the other party, San Diego Comic-Con, by granting a stay. The California-based convention sued the event formerly known as Salt Lake Comic-Con in 2014 about the use of Comic-Con in the Utah company's name. A federal jury sided with Comic-Con at the end of last year, found that there had been no willful infringement, and awarded Fan X a slight break on attorney's fees. The jury awarded $20,000 in damages to San Diego, which had originally sought $12 and $3.9 million in attorney's fees and costs, rather than the $5 million its lawyers had initially asked for. Still, the Utah-based company said its motion Wednesday said the nearly $4 million award is wildly excessive. They're protesting a judgment that FanX stop using the phrase formerly known as Salt Lake Comic-Con in its advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to, that came down during the ad campaign for this current one. I had to take that out of all the commercials.
Yeah. Would seem logical.
Yeah.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here you go. We've got the winner of round one, which has made its way from the mists through the mists of time to the present to go against the fairly fresh round two. So back at the 7 o'clock hour, we had this winner. What do you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow? This is a grieving mother who said her son who had died in a motorcycle accident, as I recall. It's hard to remember back then. But a guy named Gordy Morrow, a friend of the family, held a benefit to raise money for her son's burial and then apparently kept all the money for himself. His name was Gordy Morrow, and he just kept all the money, and that was not nice. That goes against number two. Happened in North Dakota. There's a naked tweaker in our font. Police say that just what it says there, a naked man in a baptismal font in a Roman Catholic church, and then he started walking up the altar, up the aisle toward the altar, pleasuring himself. That's number two.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide which one of these deserves to be Boner of the Day. Candidate 1 or Candidate 2. Put the number of the candidate that you think should be Boner of the Day into the message of a text. We just need the number 1 or number 2. And then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight, October 11. If you don't see that box, refresh. You've got like 300 seconds to do this, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Last week, these little girls came up to me.
Ow.
They come running up to me, and they go, and I mean, they're like 12 years old or 11, and they go, Are you Bill Allred? And I said, yeah. And they said, do you remember us? And I said, no. And they said, you threw us out of that garage in your backyard a couple of weeks ago.
What? You had kids in your garage?
Not my garage, my neighbor. She has this old
garage, and the
Wait a
top
minute.
of it.
No, do you have an infestation?
Yeah,
Is it like
little girls?
That's what it was like. It was an infestation of little girls. And the old garage has like a top place that you can walk up some stairs and go into, a second story, but it's just ramshackle. You know, you can see through the ceiling and the floorboard.
You ought not be walking around.
It's more of a shack than anything.
Yeah, and I realized there were some kids up there and so I went over, and there were these little girls in there trying to clean it up and make a playhouse out of it. You know, and
A fort. We want a fort.
Yeah, and I was nice to him because I said I know how attractive this is to want to do this, but it's really not safe. Plus, it's filthy. And I mean, they had cleaning equipment in there and all of this kind of stuff. And I said, it's really not safe.
Yeah.
So and there were other kids coming down my driveway and stuff to go up there with them. And I said, so come on out and please don't do it anymore. And you know, they haven't. I could have I was going to put a lock on the door for my neighbor. And I haven't gotten around to it, but I don't think anybody's been up there since.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. But then apparently there were some older kids who recognized me, apparently. So they were just really excited that they had been thrown out.
Kicked us out.
They kicked us out of that place.
Does that mean Jonesy's going to scream like that someday? No! Is that what girls do?
Yeah.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
Who is that? Who is that says super good fun?
It's a PSA for some kid thing.
But you don't know who it is?
Nope.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
I love that.
All it takes is a little know-how.
All it takes is a little know-how. Yeah, super good fun.
96.3 FM, X96.
Day.
And it's brought to you in part by...
In totality by...
In totality by a shrimp pasta with a tomato cream sauce and a burnt broccoli forest.
A burnt broccoli forest?
Yeah, the broccoli was overdone. So we had boner candidate number 1. What have you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow? A grieving mother said her son's benefit held by family acquaintance aforementioned Gordy Morrow was just a sham. He kept all the money. And it went up against boner candidate number 2. There's a naked tweaker in our font. A naked meth tweaker desecrated a baptismal font at a Roman Catholic church in North Dakota. Jennifer won a boner t-shirt. And the winner by a long shot was boner candidate number 1. What have you got to say for yourself, Gordy Morrow?
All right. It's your boner of the day for October 11th, 2018. It is now qualified to be boner of the week. That'll be decided, tomorrow at about this time.
Yeah. And now we are pleased to have gracing our studios, Sabrina Sweet Mangum.
You said that right. Thank you.
Sure.
That does not happen often to me.
How difficult is it to say Sabrina Sweet Mangum? Or did you mean gracing our studios? I said that right.
Probably C, all of the above. I'm happy to be here, thanks.
She's on the board of directors, I guess is how you would say it.
Or just on the board.
On the board.
On the board's fine.
For the Wasatch Charter School, which I'll let you explain first of all, explain what Wasatch Charter School is.
Yeah, so Wasatch Charter School is it's a charter school in Holiday. It's based on the philosophy of Waldorf education, which is really about protecting childhood and honoring childhood, letting children be creative, and the idea that if you allow them to have opportunities for creativity and nurture that they become better world citizens in the long run.
Do that through gardening. She would
gardening, play, just and imagination, those types of things. So I serve on the Wasatch Family Foundation board, which is the fundraising arm of Wasatch Charter School, and we are hosting the annual Harvest Festival this weekend, Saturday in Holiday, and would love to invite your listeners to join us.
In Holiday where?
Then please invite them.
Yes, please join us. So Wasatch Charter School is located at 1458 East Murray Holiday Road. So if you're familiar with Holiday, it's just down from the Holiday Lions Club there. And we've got all sorts of activities. So in addition to about 27 different vendors that will be there selling their wares and artisan crafts, you can come by local, getting ready for the holiday season. We've got a huge bake sale. In addition, Sugar House Coffee, shout out for Sugar House Coffee. They have been a tremendous supporter of Wasatch Charter School. We'll have games like face painting and all sorts of things. Admission is free to get in. I probably should lead with that.
Yeah,
everybody loves
for
free,
sure.
right? So admission's free for the event. And then you can buy wristbands for the kids' activities, just all sorts. I mean, there's
music.
Cool arts. Yes, thank you. There'll be live music performances, and Clark Planetarium will also be there to offer an educational opportunity as well. And it's just a great opportunity to come be with the community. If you don't know about Waldorf education, it's a great time to come in and hear a little bit more about this unique approach to kind of saving our children.
It's interesting to me you could also probably go and look at the school and go through the school and see what it's like in there. And
there'll be some opportunities to see kind of the grounds and stuff, and with the bake sale, and as well as we're offering lunch as well, for purchase and stuff. So you'll get an opportunity to kind of see. It's a LEED certified building. It's gorgeous.
What does that mean?
It's like the green certification for saying, and
environmentally
and
friendly building.
That's another piece about Waldorf is respect for the environment and understanding your place, within the environment. And it's a really
you love
beautiful.
this school, you can tell.
I do, and I mean, I had heard about Waldorf when my got a 9-year-old now. When my son was first born, I was looking actually for a Waldorf preschool in Utah, and there just hasn't been able to.
Is this the only one?
This is there's other Waldorf preschools now, but this is the first Waldorf school, and now it's building.
It's called it's the Wasatch Charter.
Wasatch Charter School, and
Charter
the Creekside Preschool is run by the Wasatch Family Foundation. So, and I actually believe that they still have openings. So if this is something when you're listening, you're like, wow, I would love that for my family as well. You can get online to hear more about the Harvest Festival, about Creekside Preschool, wasatchcharterschool.org or wasatchwaldorf.org. And wasatchfamilyfoundation.org. So.
I would assume that Waldorf was the name of the person who sort of got all this going. Do you know that?
Okay, I actually, if memory serves, and I wish I was better at the history, but Rudolf Steiner, I actually believe, I think a German guy was the one that started the program, and I think Waldorf was because he was building it for the Waldorf company entity or whatever in Germany, and they wanted to create a school that was an answer to kind of the industrial revolution that was putting everyone in seats, just
and they loved Waldorf salads.
I'm sure that's
what
the
it was.
piece.
Leave it to you to bring it back to salads.
Yeah, well, I love salads and it's gardening and all.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. So it's this Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday 10 to 4.
You can go to wasatchfamilyfoundation.org or wasatchwaldorf.org. Either one of those will get you where you need to be.
Yes, we'd love to see you all there. Thank you so much.
Sabrina Sweet-Mangum, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. SaltLakeFilmSociety.org or SLFS.org.
Well, they got the
website.
Tower of Terror happening, the creepy double feature.
That's great.
That's at the Tower Theater. The whole month of October, they're showing horror movies at the Tower. Let's see, right now, is it still Beetlejuice?
The creepy double feature is The House of a Thousand Corpses
Right.
and The Hills Have Eyes. That's just one night on Friday the 12th.
Yeah. Let's see, through October 11th through the 18th, Phantasm, Bubba Hotep they're showing, Basket Case. Oh, my God. That's a great one. And as Gina said, The Hills Have Eyes, House of a Thousand Corpses, Horror Classic and Restorations Week. 19th through the 25th, Deep Red, The Changeling, Old Dark House, Women Horror Directors Week. So they're showing Jennifer's Body, Slumber Party Massacre, Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're doing that. So anyway, lots going on for Halloween for October with the Salt Lake Film Society. Go to slfs.org for more.
X96 and Corey O'Brien tonight.
We promise. Follow her on Twitter at RFHGina and find out for yourself. Radio from Hell on X96.
9:51.
No, but you've been ignoring the important story all day, Bill. And I think
you mean Greece banning fat tourists from sitting on donkeys?
What?
That's one of them.
Is that the one?
It's not the one I was talking about, but
Gina,
you
that
do one
that
too.
other story is a load of hokum.
Which one?
That millennials are responsible for the lowered output of American cheese.
There's a whole story about it.
Millennials love American cheese.
No.
They eat fast food.
They like Gouda and cheddar.
Who put this together?
Bloomberg. They're communists.
Cheese communists?
They're just
cheese factories.
American cheese will never die.
Why are you defending American cheese?
I used to be an American cheese. I used to be a snob and I wouldn't eat American cheese until I realized that there is nothing better on a hamburger than a couple of slices of melted American cheese.
It has its moments.
It does.
Just like every cheese,
Yes.
there's some cheese is better at other things than other cheeses.
American cheese isn't cheese, is it?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, it's cheese.
Well, now
there are.
Are we talking about actual American cheese, or are you talking about Kraft singles?
This says American cheese.
Because there's actual American cheese.
Yes, there is. And then there's processed.
And then there's
Kraft
stuff.
singles, Velveeta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of not.
So this says processed cheeses are on the decline.
Oh, okay. So they're talking
Kraft
about
singles,
Kraft
Velveeta.
singles. Yeah. Let me tell you something. The Kraft single shows up on your white bread, Miracle Whipped bologna sandwich.
Not bad.
And there's, that's so trashy, but it's just delicious.
It is. It's not something I'm going to eat very often.
Yes.
But it's,
Okay.
So I think it's Bloomberg. They're just communists. That's all.
I
it
didn't
is.
know they were
I can't. It's and that shrimp thinks he's going to run for president too. He finally declared as a Democrat, just so he could run for president.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He won't be swayed by special interests because he has all the money already.
Where have I heard that before?
Well, yeah, except he actually is a billionaire.
He actually is. Yeah.
He really has. Yeah, Michael Bloomberg actually has the money,
as opposed to saying he has the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but you get a Kraft single on a grilled cheese. That's good too.
Yeah.
Tomato soup.
Yeah.
And the Wonder Bread.
Sure. Now I like sort of more artisanal cheeses on my grilled cheese sandwiches.
Fancy grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Do you eat grilled cheese, John Smith?
Excuse
Of course
me.
I do.
Who let you in? Security?
Good morning, coworkers.
He has a pass.
What?
He's allowed in
they
here.
just let him in.
I keep waiting for him to lock the door, but
Who is this?
I'm John.
He comes on after we do.
I've worked here for 5 years, 2 months,
Oh,
and 9 days.
it's coming back to me now.
No.
No,
I sit right
Yeah.
next to you
Yeah, no.
in the office. My cubicle right next to yours.
Oh, well, there's a wall there, so.
We share a wall.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Now that I've had a chance to just sort of absorb your presence in the room,
And now I learn that I share your affinity for melted cheese on bread.
See, now maybe you'll bond over that.
See?
Yeah. I like a good hamburger with just American cheese melted on it. It's good.
I'm in the process of exploring different types of burgers at the moment.
Because you
I'm
didn't
still-
do burgers for
I
a
didn't
while.
for like 15 years. So I like a good sharp cheddar cheese on the burger.
Now, why didn't you do burgers?
He wasn't a beef guy.
It was
Chicken only?
yeah, chicken, fish, pork.
No
the
beef.
white meat.
No
You're
beef.
afraid of mad
no
cow?
red meat.
Mad cow? You're
No,
afraid
I
of
didn't
mad
want
cow?
I didn't want the mad cow. That's right.
But now,
But now I love mad cows.
You're trying to get mad.
I ate Arby's for 4 straight days.
There you go.
you see-
Literally.
you see, Gina, people can change.
I'm not eating cheese.
You won't eat cheese?
No, or yogurt, or eggs.
What about the Kraft singles? Because as you pointed out, they're not,
Not
even
really,
cheese.
but they want to be cheese, and that's enough for me.
You won't eat food that wants to be cheese.
She won't eat a cheese wannabe.
Boy, that's a conundrum.
Won't eat something that's mimicking
No.
cheese.
That's That's a hard one.
Kraft singles are amazing. That truly is a miracle of modern
You
science.
get a Kraft single and it turns its back for a moment and says, I think cheese might go something
Like this. If I were a slice of cheese,
it goes something like this. That's how it works.
I have a podcast to record.
yes, you do. Let's get
She has
this.
to record it and then drop it.
Let's get this done. And
I hold it all day until tomorrow, and then I drop it.
Sometimes I'll just take cheese and put it on a plate and then microwave the plate and just eat the cheese.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show, we will answer the meh question of the week.
But here's the deal. You have to submit those questions or we cannot answer them.
submit your meh question of the week to radiofromhell@x96.com and put meh in the subject line.
Do it now, or you'll ruin Friday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
There we go. What you got going, John?
Fear Factory tickets, Fear Con tickets, and gun show tickets.
Wow, all scary things.
There's a handful of fear right there.
All right, and your wingdings.
Wingding, 2 wingdings, and we'll do Like It or Eat Me today. I think we have a new Weezer song today.
You think?
I think maybe.
Not today, tomorrow?
I might be jumping the gun on that one.
All right.
But we'll see.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
You know, if I were to do a sign-off, I think it might go something like this.
I won't eat food that even wants to be cheese.
Don't you know who I am?
So you jumped into...
No, I thought that was his thing.
No, because he was going to do an impression of... Let's see.
Thanks, Carrie.
I didn't
We've
follow.
worked. Carrie and I have worked together for a long time.
I'm new here.
All right, John Smith is next.
Don't bother.
1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now. X96.